Man, I cannot believe you guys came back for another one. But thank you so much, because, we're here to entertain for the most part. I am Jake with Hydra, and of course, most of these other people. We'll go through them anyway. We got Reese with Eeyore. Reese, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Reese, and I'm addicted to cat milk.
Nice to meet you, Reese.
Hopefully, we have less cats this time. Then we got Terry the Sheriff.
I'm Terry. I have 0 cats.
We got Dick, the Master of Ceremony, the man who puts most of our content together for these.
Hello. I'm tired.
And you would be. And our first guest of the night, hopefully there might be more. We don't know. They're going to pop in or whatever. It is Tom, and he is from where, Tom?
I am from just outside London in England. It is currently midnight.
Okay, well, you're a long ways away, but you're a trooper for sticking in with us. So we'll go over to Dick to start, and he'll give us the rundown of kind of what we're going to go through tonight.
Well, what I have on the agenda, which we probably won't get to because, if you believe it or not, when we did our last 5-hour live stream, we did not get to all the agendas items, and we don't plan on going that late tonight. But I've got we're going to do some interesting stuff since BattleBots isn't on anymore. Tom's going to fill us in on a little bit of the history and great and weird robots throughout time from Robot Wars. I've got some old pictures of mostly Jake that we're going to talk about in some of the original Team Falcon pictures. I think it's about time that we cover a couple of fights. We've done fights with guests against us, but we've never done some fights that we've done against each other. So I've got some videos of 2EZ and YU812, and I've also got maybe we'll get to what the hell's going on with Pakistan robot fighting, and a bunch of other things, really, just the miscellaneous stuff. But Tom graciously put together a little package of 6 so far of the robots that he thinks that American roboteers should probably know about. And I'm going to kick it over to Tom.
So when we talk about the unique and weird and wonderful robots from the history of UK Robot Wars, it's very hard to condense them down into 6 because there were so many of them. So we're barely scratching the surface, but I've picked out 6 of mixed success, shall we say. Some really good ones, some not so good ones, and some just downright weird ones. So this won't help Reese's cat addiction to start with, but we start with
I like
Pussycat.
this one. I like this one already.
Gotta be his favorite.
So I picked out Pussycat, firstly because, as you can see, just by the name, it's always lands on its feet with the way that they've assembled their the wheel assembly. And I would also say that, particularly in the UK, they were one of the first teams to really build a saw blade that could actually do anything. It was, for the most part, a family team. Alan and David Gribble first took part in the Third Wars with Pussycat, but they also had a different robot in the very beginning of the show. There you go. That's the Series 5 design right there. And at that point, the blade would be at 3,500 RPM. That's the highest that they managed to get it to go. And what was so good about it was just how precise they could get a robot, so difficult to drive and so difficult to handle, how precise they could get. Right there, that's a shot from the Series 4 Grand Final, and they could just snipe wheels and snipe so many ridiculous places that you could just never get to beforehand. And that young man there is David Gribble, who was one of the best drivers in all of Robot Wars.
Is that a nipple on the front there? What is that?
Oh, that's so when it was laying on its front, it could drive forwards like that.
Oh, okay.
One of the few robots to beat Razor twice. Not many people could say they did that. They beat Razor twice. They beat Hypnodisc. I like that photo from before where they're sniping the wheel. Runner-up in Series 4.
Now, you understand that as us as UK not people, we don't know much about these bots that you're actually saying anything about, right? Like, I don't know who Razorback is. Hopefully that's on the list.
Oh, Razor, you gotta know Razor.
No, I don't.
It's
Low
just
blow.
like what's the pinchy clamp bot that we have
Quantum.
now? It's just like Quantum. Well, not just like, but
Yeah, sort of one of the pioneers of the Crusher, and the first to really sort of make it work and really put a staple on that design. A lot of people sort of say, "Oh, Quantum is a sort of a Razor copy or a later version of Razor."
So they had a decent weapon, actually, as far as UK bots go back in the day.
Oh yeah, Pussycat definitely. Like I said, they could snipe wheels, they could cut into armor. Nobody was really prepared for a weapon like this at that point. I actually have the one of the dishonorable mentions to be one of the few teams to be disqualified from Robot Wars in Series 3.
there's
Their blade
Razor.
exploded. That's Razor there.
For what reason did they get DQ'd?
Because their blade shattered.
Oh.
Their blade actually shattered in Series 3. And they got disqualified for it. But they came back, and this is Series 4. They came back with a much more improved design, as you'll see in this fight. I also picked this fight because it's one of the first examples of going for your opponent when they can't defend themselves.
I actually really like this design of Pussycat with the way the wheels are set up where you can't really get into a position that you can't get yourself out of.
Yeah, they always landed on their feet, and they could always just get back into the fight. High ground clearance, and it may struggle in today's times if it was rebuilt today, but for its time, there wasn't much that could really handle it.
What year was this?
This is year 2000.
Okay. It's got good reach.
Really good reach, and like I said, it could get into places that other robots couldn't. Like it can really precisely get to the wheels, cut through the armor. And this is what I mean. I picked this fight because Razor is stranded.
Oh, they just gave up.
And they gave up, but Pussycat didn't.
Oh, more hits, more hits. Where did we see this before?
Oh, there's the
That's what
house
I mean.
bot.
I can't remember
Yeah,
another
for sure.
instance.
Yeah, honestly, the only house spot I can even remember is Matilda. I think that was a house spot, right?
Yeah, Matilda was amazing.
Okay, that's the only one I remember, so it's got to be my favorite then, right?
Yeah, this is the first time they defeated Razor. Not many teams could do that, but they always had their number. They could snipe their wheels out. It was so well driven for such an awkward design.
How much extra damage did the house bots do to UK bots in general?
It could range from anything from just putting them into pit to just completely destroying them till there was nothing left, depending on how the producers felt that day.
So it's a made-for-TV show, not a real combat event.
Robot Wars was very much more about the spectacle than just letting them fight. Particularly back then as well, a lot of robots would just kind of die on their own. So it was almost like a punishment or a way to fill time and make something for TV when the robots couldn't deliver.
Nice.
See
What
if
have we got
we-
next then? What's the second bot? Is this in a tier at all of like best to worst, or how are we going through this list?
Not quite best to worst. Some of them will be really good, like Pussycat came runner-up. This one is one of the more infamous robots from Robot Wars.
Oh, it looks
A
like
robot
that
mostly
cartoon,
known-
the angry something.
A
Ladybug?
robot
monsters,
mostly known
angry
for being
monsters.
on fire. Yeah, this was Deator, who always came over from Ireland, and they were mostly known for being on fire most of the time.
I know a bot like that.
Yeah, it might sound familiar. That was sort of our equivalent back in the day, because they just cover the thing in fur every single time.
We should
Oh,
do
here's
that.
That's yeah. I have microscopic fur covering fusion. That's my excuse.
Where'd this fur come from?
From the cats.
Right.
I picked out Deator because they were always one of the most beloved and friendly and helpful teams that took part in Robot Wars. One example was there was a team from Australia that came over, and their robot just didn't move. So the Deator guys just gave them a spare robot to use.
We got a question here. What was your favorite Robot Wars host, Tom?
Favorite Robot Wars host would probably have to be Craig Charles. I mean, between Craig Charles and Jeremy Clarkson just I've never seen a game show host more not want to be there than Jeremy Clarkson. And Craig Charles just had the right amount of energy you needed and the right enthusiasm for it.
What does this robot do? Is it a flipper of some sort?
Yeah, so it's a spring-loaded flipper. So no CO2 or anything like that on board. It was all springs. That's a more later design there. And I got a fight from the first season when it was under the Deer Tour name.
So they had
back in
furry
season 3.
vests then too?
Yeah, furry vest, furry robot, furry everything.
So they were the first furries in the world.
You could say that, yeah.
We're not going to Google the history of that.
They did do well occasionally. They won a tag team championship with Pussycat in a later series. And in our equivalent of like the Founders Award and Most Destructive Award, they always won the Sportsmanship Award because they were such a lovely team and always helped everybody out and were always there to lend a hand.
I mean, this compared to the 2000 BattleBots, I mean, the bots are relatively the same, right? I mean, overall fight quality and everything, how they moved. Anyway,
Yeah, there was 80% or 90% of BattleBots robots were very similar.
There's a good comparison in the chat there. Theater was basically the Robot Wars equivalent of someone like Rusty. The robot you really
nobody's
know.
like Rusty. Come on.
How many other teams? How many other teams from other European countries went to Robot Wars? You know, regular.
We'll get to one from the Netherlands.
Okay.
I got one from the Netherlands lined up.
The Petunia
But we
guys.
also had the who guys?
Petunia guys.
Yes, one of the Petunia guys.
Okay.
One of the Petunia guys was on this team.
I got a story about Petunia guys.
Is it available to be on live stream? Is the question.
I don't know. Does shitting your pants fit in there, or is that no good?
Wait a minute. This isn't very nice.
Might be over the line a little bit.
I won't
my
say
gosh.
names. I
was
won't
totally
say
on
names.
fire.
Let's say it was you.
Yes. Yes, Reese, yeah, he pooed last
That's
night.
a common sight right there of what would usually happen to Deer Tour. Would be on fire and need someone with a fire extinguisher at the end of the fight every time. But they're still going. They still compete to this day with a featherweight design. Here we go. Now this is what I would call the UK's equivalent to Robotic Death Company. This is like our equivalent of Megabyte and Gigabyte, but if you crossed it with Ice Wave, because there's a petrol engine in there.
Engines are always good for spectacular. They usually don't do much for action, but they sound like they're doing something.
Yeah, but 20 years ago, they were.
Discount Captain Shredderator? No, I think it might be better than Shredderator.
This was, yes, this very much so. The first version of Typhoon was one of the few undefeated robots in Robot Wars. Never lost a fight. And this is the second version, which they entered as a heavyweight into the main competition.
Ooh, we got a fun fact. Apparently, they actually fought Megabyte at one time. I don't know where or when.
And they won. It was Robo Games 2005. And they managed to win the fight. It was a one-hit kill for both of them, but Typhoon was still going, but unfortunately had to withdraw because they took so much damage.
How was the spin-up time on that?
Well, I think we got a fight lined up of theirs, so we can have a look. But it was very, very quick for its time. Very quick, very loud, very powerful.
I jumped out and I'm doing the Gigabyte fight.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, as someone says in the chat, they won the fight, but they took so much damage they couldn't be repaired afterwards.
I mean, Megabyte over the years really hasn't changed externally too much. I think the size of the shell is darn near the same as it was back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, before this version of Megabyte for John we made was with 5/16 titanium sidewalls.
Oh, they're still moving.
Yeah. Well, that's how they probably won.
Yeah. But after that fight, everything inside was bent and thrown out of position, and they just couldn't repair it, so they had to forfeit, unfortunately. Whereas
One spins,
Megabyte,
one drives.
yeah, I saw a comment from John Maladnik. He said just a wire fell off, and that's why they couldn't move. Other than that, they were fine.
Well,
The spark plug wire.
that's loser talk, though. It's like,
Yeah, you always get that.
you didn't hurt us. A wire just fell off. Well, it worked at the beginning of the fight, and it didn't work at the end of the fight, and we were fighting. So
Weasel's always got fire as an excuse.
Yep.
Here we go. This is a good fight of theirs. So the heat final of Series 7. If we didn't have the fight night format, it would be sort of round by round, and this is the last round of that episode.
I don't have audio on any of these because on our last stream we got copyright warnings on every Robot Wars clip we showed. So
Imagine loud petrol engine sounds. Just dub ice wave sounds over it. It's sort of similar.
Want me to do some voice effects here for us? Or?
Sure.
okay, I'll do the yellow bot.
There you go, you got it.
Ah! This doesn't even look fair.
Well, they're still going.
Not really. It was a team of air cadets for the RAF who put this design together. So they
Well,
had
that's
a bit
what
more
happens when
resources
you
for
go
it.
with an actual spinner to UK. It kind of tears people up most times. Yeah, what kind of engine does Ice Wave run? It's not a weed whacker. Is it?
It's a
chainsaw?
custom. It's a custom thing. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it's
think
kind
you-
of based off of something. I
I
thought.
think it's a partner concrete saw.
Oh, concrete saw. Yeah, that's what it was.
But he was sponsored by who was it? Like Husqvarna or something?
Right. Yep.
And that they built him at like super custom.
Oh,
Yeah,
Are they going to-
BattleBots needs a pit. Put him a pit. No, they don't need a pit.
No, you don't
You've
want
got
to
a
pit.
pit. It's just backwards. I saw one comment saying Typhoon's run was just luck after luck after luck, and it basically was, because a robot with no self-righting mechanism, and they got so many flippers on the way. But they managed
Yeah,
to survive, and they won the championship.
You just
Well, it
don't
helps to
have
keep
armor back
spinning.
in the days.
As long as you're spinning full speed, you got a good shot of staying upright.
Fortunately, they managed to, just about.
Yeah, I mean, think about Gigabyte versus Hydra, like careening off the walls, probably doing 200 Gs, stayed upright for most of it. Actually, all of it. Did you even flip them over?
mm-mm. So this is whenever anybody asks me about the house bots, I'm like, well, I kind of don't mind as long as you don't change the outcome. But I do like a retribution for the dull or bad robot. But in this case, it's a little unfair. This robot's not bad. Oh, Typhoon comes in on the action.
Yeah, you got a lot of humiliation after the fact in Robot Wars. They're just dropping ovens, washing machines, a load of balls from the ceiling.
Just dropping random stuff from the ceiling.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
They'd never do it in an actual fight. It was always after the fact, and to basically have some fun and embarrass someone after they lost. I'd
BattleBots
love to
needs
get-
more hazards, but better hazards, like a corner flipper or something. something that does like 8 to 10 feet. You know, like you get pushed in the corner, it flips you. Not necessarily a pit where it ends the action, but something that would just toss you. Let's just put Hydra in the corner. We'll just play it by ear.
There you go. That's what you can do with it when it's had its run, when it's retired.
Right.
Just leave Hydra in there.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Just to let you know, your stream just got suspended for policy violations.
Yeah, it did.
Yep, I see that.
Said your stream has been temporarily blocked because we detected copyright audio.
We didn't even play anything. That was my voice effects.
It was your sound effects. It was so
I was
good.
too good.
Is it because I said copyright? I literally said the
what
word
you
copyright,
said.
and then they get us.
No, I
Well,
think
we'll try this again, folks.
somebody either had to report us or our sound effects were just too good.
Too good. My
Yeah. Yeah.
It can't be that you were showing Robot Wars footage because other people have all that uploaded on there anyway.
well, that's where I got it.
Could be.
Okay, got everything back now. Here we go.
Oh shit! Sorry,
Well, you're
guys.
gonna have to, Jake. You're gonna have to. Well, Tom talks to us. You're gonna have to edit the posts that you made. You're gonna have to put the new link in a reply to all the posts.
Yeah.
And I guess if we get banned again, we're just gonna give up. But I'm not gonna stop here. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. So this is Psycho Sprout.
It would take more than one reporter to take us down. We'll be back.
Who is it?
Yeah, which one of you shenanigans?
Which one of you sons of bitches?
Show yourself.
Can we hear you, Tom? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, let's just pick up where we left off. This is Psycho Sprout.
Yeah. I don't see anything on the screen yet.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if we were going yet or not.
Yeah, it's shared on the other one.
Someone's still mad about the huge fight. Yeah, they probably are. It's amazing how many people are still mad at that.
Where
Hey,
is
get
this
over
live? Okay, I found it.
Call Psycho Sprout. There it is. Share.
Oh yeah, here we go. So this is essentially a remote control car inside of a giant fiberglass ball. I figured you guys have giant nuts over there. We'd show you our giant balls.
Yes, we
So
do.
what does it do?
It rolls around very clumsily. It's literally a remote control car inside of a ball.
But what does it do?
It's a different event. You're going to have to explain this event to us.
So in the very first season of Robot Wars, you had to go through like a gauntlet stage, an obstacle course to begin with. There was no combat in the first 2 rounds. So during the first round, and this is where it makes its introduction, you'll just see it rolling around the arena, not really having to fight anything, just rolling around like a giant sprout. It was it actually won an award. It won the award for most original entry award for that series.
Did they make it into a toy, and then did he try to bring it back the next 2 seasons and couldn't get it running?
No, this is the only time they ever entered. They never came back again after this. So there's not really a lot to say about the team, but they came in, brought a giant ball with a car in it, and rolled it around the arena. But I just thought it's one of the most ridiculous, but also the most unique design. It's the first robot that can run inverted.
It's always inverted.
You never know.
You can never be upside down if you're never upside down all the right way up in the first place.
Did it get through?
It got through this round, but in the second round, they put it in a maze round, and they put a robot that can't go around corners into an event which is about going around corners. So it just got stuck at the start and couldn't move.
So
3 foot
theoretically,
round.
there could be cats inside and nobody would know.
Oh,
shove a cat in there.
that's how you put live cats inside the ball, and nobody can damage it then, right? Otherwise,
Alright.
you're the villain then.
I mean, we could use live kittens in like
Yeah.
plexiglass containers around the sides of the robot, and then just dare Witch Doctor to hit us.
That
So this is essentially a remote control car inside of a giant fiberglass ball. I figured you guys have giant nuts over there. We'd show you our giant balls.
Yes, we
So
do.
what does it do?
It rolls around very clumsily. It's literally a remote control car inside of a ball.
But what does it do?
It's a different event. You're going to have to explain this event to us.
So in the very first season of Robot Wars, you had to go through like a gauntlet stage, an obstacle course to begin with. There was no combat in the first 2 rounds. So during the first round, and this is where it makes its introduction, you'll just see it rolling around the arena, not really having to fight anything, just rolling around like a giant sprout. It was it actually won an award. It won the award for most original entry award for that series.
Did they make it into a toy, and then did he try to bring it back the next 2 seasons and couldn't get it running?
No, this is the only time they ever entered. They never came back again after this, so there's not really a lot to say about the team, but they came in, brought a giant ball with a car in it, and rolled it around the arena. But I just thought it's one of the most ridiculous, but also the most unique design. It's the first robot that can run inverted.
It's always inverted.
You never know.
You can never be upside down if you're never upside down all the right way up in the first place.
Did it get through?
It got through this round, but in the second round they put it in a maze round, and they put a robot that can't go around corners into an event which is about going around corners. So it just got stuck at the start and couldn't move.
So
3 foot
theoretically,
round.
there could be cats inside, and nobody would know.
You could
Oh,
shove a cat in there.
that's how you put live cats inside the ball, and nobody can damage it then, right? Otherwise,
Alright.
you're the villain then.
I mean, we could use live kittens in like
Yeah.
plexiglass containers around the sides of the robot, and then just dare Witch Doctor to hit us.
That was actually tossed around in a meeting.
The Firestorm. We hear a lot about Firestorm. Firestorm, greatest flipper ever, blah, blah, blah. All right, tell us about Firestorm.
Oh, you heard of Firestorm?
Well, we hear about it because it's so much better than Hydra, so.
Oh, oh, that way. Because everybody
I don't know if
thinks
I'd
that
go-
flippers are better than Hydra.
Well, I'd say it's the best front hinge flipper that was ever made.
Hey, that
From
looks like a
aspect,
yellow
I'd
blip.
say.
Even better than P1.
With a fusion name.
I don't want to compare Firestorm and P1 because of how so far in time they are. And I don't want to disparage anyone else's robot, but for its time, Firestorm was and probably still is one of the best front hinge flippers that you could get. And that's why I chose to include it in this little list, because you don't really see front hinge flippers in this day and age of robots.
So none of this type of bot, they painted up to look like a wedge of cheese. I mean, or cheesehead, Packer fan.
A little bit, yeah.
What I want to know is what kind of cheese: goat cheese, cow cheese, cat cheese. What are we dealing with here?
Well, I mean, there was one literally called Wheelie Big Cheese at one point, which
Now
I might
that
have
is a
look in
flipper
there.
I'll give props to. I've seen it actually do some pretty decent launching for how long and gangly that thing was.
So what's the
They may
format
have
here?
also-
Is it 4-on-4?
Yeah, so the first round of Series 6 was 4 robots, and 2 would qualify for the next round. So whoever the first 2 are to be immobilized or voted out by the judges would go out in this round.
What is the floor?
I see the
Is it
camera.
concrete?
Floor is made of wood. It's a completely wooden floor.
The camera is really zoomed in on a flipper. That's unusual. I never usually see that.
Are you being sarcastic?
Well, I'm just saying, if you can't really flip, you can be zoomed in and not miss anything.
Oh, he's just going to stack them all up.
Yeah, I picked this
That's-
fight because it's the most dominant display.
Oh,
of
that's all
fights.
3
There
out.
you go.
What are they going to do now?
So there's a flipper that isn't invertible. Okay, that's a really bad start to begin with.
Well, maybe if he wasn't against the wall. Hard to
It's
say.
got competence.
These judges are really working.
They were the only robot to flip over the house robot, Mr. Psycho, who weighed 1,653 pounds at the time.
That's a hefty little boy there. That's for sure. Yeah, there is a lot of weird.
What the hell
camera
was
angles
that?
flying around there?
Is he hiding? I'm
Yeah,
done.
that was just bad
Into the
timing.
hole.
But what
They were trying to intimidate us in line with how impossible their armor was going to be to get through because Americans didn't know anything about this magical material called Hardox. Yeah. So. Oh, this is where the meddler steers him off course. He was going for the ram, and right here it turns.
And who's driving the meddler?
Yep, that's me, folks. That's Mr. Eeyore there. Yep, I did my part. That is the whole point of that meddler. Evade the first box rush.
What's the bonking about?
Because BattleBots puts in all fake noise anyway, I figured since I was cutting the sound out, I should just put sound back in. So.
Oh, I see.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
See, why don't we make
front
bots
porches are
like that anymore? Ones that just keep going.
Yeah. Did you see that it kept spinning? That's really the key.
You're saying
All
Sal
right
loses if it
then.
doesn't
So we're going whatever we make. Oh, there's Luke, looking pretty cool, looking awful cool.
I think he smiles.
I think
What?
so.
No, we're not allowed to smile.
I'm pretty sure I seen at a minimum a smirk. There was a smirk there.
That's all we get. Hey, there's Weasel driving on you. Oh, maybe. It's
There.
kind of a nod.
Oh,
Yeah. There's a little
That's a
something.
smile.
The corner of the
Count
mouth is
it.
not actually above the middle though yet. It's
Zoom in on that.
I'd say he's bordering on looking smug.
Okay, so it's not a smile; it's just smugness.
Wait. That's a smile. We're in smile territory right there.
I don't think so. The corner of the lips are not above.
cheeks have raised up far enough to squint his eyeballs. That's a smile.
You miss soy? Why would you want to eat soy?
Hmm.
Get
All right.
No, what is this?
This is two of my favorite robots that I wasn't involved with. This is Black Knight, which has a snowmobile engine.
So
Terry, what do you know about Black Knight?
Hydraulic drive. I think it's all hydraulic, run by a gas
Everything.
engine.
So
And-
rusty.
And
The
there you
judge.
have a real hammer bot.
Nice.
Sounds a lot like my sound effects there.
I thought you were doing it.
Yeah. I kind of thought I was too. I had to make sure my lips were closed.
Didn't you guys take a robot to Robotica and you shoved E-Tex in the wings?
This looks over, Dick.
Yeah.
So we just got a warning for copyright stuff again, but then it went back to nothing. It's just to keep you all in there. So it's not just UK stuff that's messing with us. No, they're watching us like hawks.
Yeah.
Now,
What size
where
are
is
those
the-
guys? Are
Where
they
is
super
the
heavy?
footage of the Judge against Toro fight?
Oh,
Battle
in
of
Battle,
Beach.
we don't have it. It doesn't exist. Brian hired. Oh. Brian hired somebody to film the event, and then they took the tapes and never came back.
That was by far the best fight ever.
Oh,
Was-
I got one for you here.
Judge
one's for
against
you.
Toro. Okay.
Great question, Timbo. Love the name.
We
Chainsaw Bot?
Chainsaw
still
bot.
don't have a chainsaw bot.
No,
but
you've
we
been
have a
talking about a
chainsaw
chainsaw
that-
bot for quite a time, right?
We have a chainsaw that could be a bot.
I mean, what is your envisionment for the chainsaw bot? Do you have one?
Here, I'll do
Melty
this.
brain.
I'll do this boomer style here. if you can see that picture.
Yeah, okay. That's
No, we can't. You're
We'll
way in
get
the
it.
bottom.
that's a chainsaw with wheels. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as far as we got.
So there is something in the works.
I put something in the group chat. One of your other bots from that you entered into Robotica.
Oh, this one? Oh, we don't want to talk about that one, do we?
What do we
It's
got
actually
going on
ours
here?
though.
Warrior, yeah.
Any more fires on the piglet testing, Weasel?
Piglet testing. No.
No answer.
There's nothing there.
There's
So I
nothing to be
think
had until we make a new weapon, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we've kind of covered.
I like the new weapon that I designed up on a piece of paper.
You got a picture you can show the rest of the
No,
class?
I could make another one pretty quick.
It's either a circle or a square.
No, this one's a diamond. This one's
Or
a
a
diamond.
penis.
it's in between a
Oh,
square
you're learning.
and a.
You're learning new shapes to draw. Then.
Yeah, they taught me that last week in school. Actually, diamonds. So
So Terry, this is
we're
the first time.
improving.
This is the first time I saw a bot hit the ceiling.
Pretty low ceiling.
Yeah, was it 8 foot?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a kinetic energy flipper, some sort of cam mechanism or something.
Big cam.
80-pound flywheel with a helix land cut on the top of it that a link drops down, and as it turns, it draws in the link, which raises up the flipper.
Basically, that ring is a camshaft that sucks the flipper link inward.
You flip them while he's spinning. Boom!
I mean, when you were trying to explain this to people, and they can actually see the machining on the ring, and they still don't get it, it's quite funny to see how many times you had to try to explain.
It was kind of, maybe I was really bad at explanation, but they were looking right at it and still couldn't figure it out. But I threw it out to Jake earlier. Maybe we just do a vert spinner that powers a token tail flipper in place of Hydra.
Boo! We got to do the double weapon stuff again. Come on.
No, I like it. But not a vert. Horizontal's better.
Yeah, but if we did actually come up with something better, then what do we do with Hydra?
Yes, folks. What do you think? What
I
do
know.
we do with Hydra?
I thought of this on my way back from Walmart tonight.
Okay,
we
well,
do
that's not-
one stream where we charge people $5. Okay, $5. Not that much. It's a drink at the bar. If we get up to 4,000 people watching that fight, that's 20 grand. We fight Fusion versus Hydra and retire both of them.
Where do you fight them?
Walmart parking lot. Where else?
In the road? Walmart.
Walmart parking lot.
Oh, hey, we got a story here about SKF, huh? Was this true? Is there any merit to this? Do we know?
Boy, I don't think so.
That sounds very unlikely.
It sounds unlike us. Yeah, since we show pretty much everything of everyone when they come over.
I'm sure there was probably some kidding comments to that effect.
Well, yeah. So whenever somebody comes around me, I always give them shit. Well, like, what's his name? What's the Gigabyte's new driver? What's his nickname? Cobalt Kid.
Cobalt Kid.
Yeah.
Cobalt Kid came up to me this last year. He says, "Hey, Jake showed me this new thing you guys got going on there." And I just looked at him pissed off, like, "What? Jake told you about that?"
Always trolling. Always be trolling, baby.
How is it the Cobalt Kid ended up driving Gigabyte instead of Cobalt?
He was Cobalt Kid before. He's
he will
been Cobalt
forever
Kid
be
for
known
2
the Cobalt
years.
Kid now.
Yeah, and he doesn't like the nickname, and I'm kind of
Awesome
offended
nickname, man.
because I gave him that nickname, and it's a pretty fucking cool nickname.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get
Fast
much
as
better.
hands west of the Mississippi. Cobalt Kid.
So with Warrior SKF, it was running one long mag on the start, right?
One long mag. I think later on we switched it over to 2 shorties.
Right, to get more RPM out of it.
The problem is the giant bearing. Not a great bearing.
Just can't make a bearing that big to be smooth enough.
Like 22, 23 inches in diameter. Tough to machine precision raceways that big. A lot of drag.
A new station alert has arrived.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jake's kid in the background. Yep, he's back there. He's doing his
But
gaming. Hopefully he's not streaming at the same time.
in a mechanical flipper version, we could do a vert and we wouldn't have to use such a big bearing. We'd have standard center bearings.
But you gyro.
Yep. If you don't have a counter gyro.
Oh, so now it's not a 2-weapon, it's a 3-weapon. Vert counter gyro flipper.
Counter's not a weapon.
Nah, that's part of the weapon system.
Tiny 10-pound drum spinning at crazy speeds. Buried in the bot.
So I'll give this one you Pa first. How was it facing Overkill at the live show?
It's a tough matchup. I mean, it could have went either way.
Oh, okay, sure. That's what we're talking about. Well, they gave us the one bot that wasn't going to die getting flipped. So that was kind of key to the live show thing. And that's kind of what all their bots are. They can't make them so that it's super, super destructive. Otherwise, they're just causing more damage to themselves. And they're learning how much it costs to keep bots running now. So that's a new thing for BattleBots to consider. Maybe we'll get paid more in future just because they know how much runs that way. And the fights they're live to a certain extent, but I mean they're still being driven by people who don't want to wreck the bots, so they're being more positioned probably into a better weapon on weapon contacts. That way you're not necessarily ripping off wheels every time and causing unnecessary damage. But otherwise it was pretty fun.
Here's your gigabyte question.
Gigabyte will always be favored against Sal. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what happens there is Gigabyte has basically angled armor all the way around, and when you spin Sal and Gigabyte to both mesh, well, he turns into the pushy bot, and in the corner you go, and then we stop spinning, and then, of course, we can get flipped over.
But there's one thing.
Hey, what are you doing back there?
That's never been tried with Sal, and that is to use the axe heads.
Okay.
Spin the other way.
1, he's watching YouTube in the back, and 2, you would not split his shell. Absolutely not. You wouldn't.
Disagree.
It doesn't matter how sharp your blade
Those
was,
axe
you're not
heads
ripping through Gigabyte's shell.
I disagree.
We got our time. Not our time paid for, but the bot shipping out there, so we didn't have to cover the crate cost. So that was handy. But yeah, you're not getting paid if we would have got destroyed. So it was nice that it didn't necessarily take damage. I mean, Overkill's a super destructive bot though, so it could have happened either way. What's that? Where are we at here? I forgot where we're at now. Oh, Destructathon. Here we go. Another Destructathon one. Yes, they do post quite a bit of damage. Because they do have the final fight. which is usually Witch Doctor versus Hypershock, and they kind of go more full out with those two bots. So you end up ripping off tires and other things. They're probably the most expensive for them to fix up constantly because they're the ones always taking the most damage. The other ones, I think they got them more dialed in now to take less, because there was, I mean, they got the bots and they had to figure out what was breaking. I mean, it was like brand new bot problems. So they're getting more things hardened for the event, and so the fights are only going to get better from the start. So that eventually it's going to be a pretty good show where they're going full out the whole time and doing a pretty good job about it.
Well, I think the Mammoth bots just ended up showing up out there recently from Ricky.
Do you think a hydraulic spear is something that could happen?
I'd rather see a spider bot with a vertical spear that goes up on a giant rubber band and basically winches itself up, and then you can see it and then shoot her straight down.
So did you get a message as well?
Yeah, the one guy has a bot or a video of Whyachi versus Wipeout in Saskatoon.
Huh.
That's my first event driving ever. What I can remember from that is I must have touched the Lexan with my antenna, was having a bunch of radio issues. That's what I remember from that event.
Maybe somebody else was driving and we just handed you a transmitter that was wrong.
I wouldn't.
He wasn't driving the whole time. It was somebody else.
It wouldn't pass me up. Half the time it wasn't going where I wanted it to, so it makes sense.
It's a rookie season. And how old were you?
In 2004? That would make me 27.
Dude, where's this video? Come on.
Oh, you want the link?
27 in 2004.
Well, yeah, because I'm 48 years old.
Yeah, right. So the Starter-Son is probably never going to be televised, and it'll never be on YouTube because they want you to go to the live show. That's how they're making their money. So they want you to go there and watch it live. It's, you don't watch Cirque du Soleil online or anything like that. So it's probably going to be just for the live show event.
I'm still waiting for them to release the Remars event.
Oh, you're never going to see that. Never, ever.
So step back to that Saskatoon event. I mean, that was in Canada. We did a road trip, the whole family up there. And when we came back into the States by the border agent asked a few questions, and then he started talking to the youngest in the car.
Which
and asking him
would be
some
me.
questions.
And apparently, even back then, I looked like a pretty questionable person.
Apparently, they asked the youngest in the vehicle, to see if he's being trafficked.
Oh, we have another special guest. Oh my God, it's Captain Battery himself.
Oh my God, Patrick Kivin.
Hey guys,
And he
What's
has
up,
video
Patrick?
time. I can't believe it.
Patrick Logan Kivin.
yep.
Why you gotta be
How's
so
my-
mean?
How's my favorite Wisconsin people today?
Oh, we're just chilling with our crew. We had to switch streams like twice now, and we still have this
Twice.
many people watching. So we want to thank you guys for all switching over with us and going through the technical difficulties that is YouTube, I guess.
I shared
Come on,
that link.
come
in
on,
our
Dick, step it up.
group, the YU fight.
I didn't find it.
Pat. No, I just shared it in the Team Whyachi Facebook.
So,
Pat.
are we ever going to go to a event outside of the U.S. ever again?
I'd like to go to Brazil.
You'd like to go to Brazil? Okay.
I went to London for Robot Wars.
I think we can go down by Daniel.
Oh,
He
yeah.
he has events in a swimming pool.
We'd have some good times down there, I suppose.
Yeah. Woodyzilla and I will go. We'll be your ambassadors.
But yeah, Asia, specifically China, that's out.
Hmm. Oh, how about something closer? Robo Games or Norwalk?
It's really up to you guys.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Pat, I was just going to ask you. You know, it's tradition here in America to, hey, where'd the Brit guy go?
Hey, hold on.
It's getting pretty late for him.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, he's back.
We got some echoes. Big echoes going on.
That's me.
So that
You're back. Where did you go? You just leave us
Sorry,
like
my-
that and leave us hanging?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm on my phone and everyone just started turning into pixels. So I went out.
What is it, like 1 o'clock there, 2 o'clock?
1:15.
1:15. Okay.
Cheers,
you don't have
man.
work tomorrow, do you?
No, I'm all good.
I'll wait for you to pour that. What do you got there? Is that beer? Or is that wine?
No.
Still
No,
that
it's all
wine?
Prosecco.
We have a request
Ah.
that the crowd has requested. The gun check time. Is,
Good check.
Anybody up for that? No? What do we got today?
Was that pretty good audio? Could you folks hear that at home?
Oh,
Yeah,
Tom
it's
brought
really
a knife,
good.
everybody, to a gunfight. Go figure.
Typical Brit. What else you
got?
got? You got a machete in your back pocket?
No, I got a butter knife for my scones. And
Oh, he's
I got a
dual.
kitchen.
He's
Dual
dual wielding
wielding.
them even. Yeah, it's like the
I've got a
Scream
butter knife
movie
for my
over here.
scones and a kitchen knife if I feel like going into the West End of London.
Sorry,
No, don't.
revolvers don't really make much of a sound
Can you walk out on the sidewalk with that
until
knife and
you
come back?
drop all the bullets.
Yeah, where's your license?
Fake
for that
bullets.
knife,
These
huh?
are fake bullets, by the way.
Does Terry have a 6-shooter?
Yeah,
You do.
Not-
Well, you're gonna have to bring it out.
not
sometime.
handy.
Not handy. Because it's in the car, is it?
Here's a 20 shooter.
It's much more reliable too.
Yeah, the 6-shooter's in the car.
But he's got
Give me 1 minute here. I gotta go get my real 6-shooter.
You're telling me he's got car guns and house guns?
Yeah. So this person says that the best part of BattleBots is seeing the teams, not other people driving the bots. That is true. I mean, part of it is actually seeing your favorite people on TV. That's kind of why we're doing this, right? But there is a part that want to see the bots, but then you know that this is kind of a watered down bot too. I mean, they're still powerful, but they're made a different way. So they're made a little more reliable, and they don't have the super devastating weapons. They could be cranked up probably to maybe what a full Witch Doctor or a Hypershock would have, but it doesn't make for a better show having stuff rip off and hit the ceiling because you don't actually see the stuff happen.
So like a Henry they're talking about here, lever gun.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Henry. We might actually.
Yeah, I've got a Henry. I don't have it handy like Jake probably does.
No, I do not have a Henry back there. No, nothing like that. Double Deputy shirt cannons. Remember the? Oh yeah. This one had a pistol on it. Yeah, they've shot I think fireworks out of them for one match.
Tough bot. Took down Sal.
I mean, anything with a wedge would take down Sal, right?
Because of all the cutoffs, I'm going to cover this again. Terry says that he never applied, never tried to take Sal to Robot Wars.
Nope.
Yeah, well, the Wikipedia entries say that you did, and you were too dangerous.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Troll mastery at its finest.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but no, that's not right. I don't recall.
So Weasel, this was your first time driving, you say?
Yeah, hold on. Before we get to that, I'd like to say thank you to our video sponsor, Taurus USA.
No. Disavow, not a sponsor.
Oh, is Team Whack Job? Where is that?
All
Where did
right.
that go?
Let me undangle this beast.
I need to.
Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Where does it
Okay,
stop?
we'll keep this.
There it is.
You overcompensating for something?
Well, no.
How long would you say the barrel is?
It's about 8.5 ish. I think somewhere around there. Let me put a hand on it.
Oh, let's go.
Dick, hold on.
Oh.
Come back to big screen here for a second. This is how you measure. This is 4. Then you got another 4 there. So I'd say about 8.5.
So about 12. Yeah, if that's how you measure everything.
So 12, yeah.
So apparently, a part or a bot hit the ceiling in what I can only assume is the live show. Is that correct, Team Whack Job? Or was it just a piece?
Live show, I don't think they're letting enough power to flip a whole bot up there.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, Diablo is like 350 pounds. It's no joke. It's got a pretty good weapon.
We'll get to the bottom.
What are you drinking, Dick?
But yeah,
Who's drinking?
they are generally heavier. The only one
Just
that's
you.
not is Overkill. For
Is
now.
Weasel
Just
drinking?
me. Hell yeah, Pat. Pat, you know me. You know me from Wisconsin, boy.
Oh, it was
Terry,
just the
Terry, we
fucking
gotta get you a
wedge.
new hat.
That's nothing. They can hit the ceiling with that.
Oh, I
stuff
think
all
I
day
have
long.
one.
Shrapnel.
Can I send Terry a beach hat? Or do you have your Crocs on, Terry?
I can.
Rocking it with rocking it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Here's a more of a straw hat version for Amish
Yeah.
country.
That doesn't look as gay as your weird cowboy hat.
Comments on it. It was unnecessary. They couldn't move with the tracks, or there was something wrong with them, so they had to move to wheels. I mean, tracks are all cool, except
Yeah,
when they
Zach-
don't work or they fall off or something weird like that.
Hey, Jake, can I input on that?
Yeah, have at her.
Yeah, I was out there. Are you talking about Zach's Destructophone bot?
Yes, Diablo.
Yeah, I guess they had issues with traction. Like I saw him test it that first day. I was out there for it, and it was just horrible. Like it wasn't doing. It had no bite at all. So then Zach decided to switch over, and then when I got there for the filming day, they had wheels on it and stuff, and Zach said it was way better than the tracks. I think the problem with the tracks is they're too hard. The material's too hard, and as you know, in that arena, the bite's very limited.
It's a really nice looking bot, though.
Yeah, he did an amazing job on that thing. I mean, that thing's pretty badass. That's typical Zach.
Well, I think was it his son that designed it and built it?
I don't know. I only got to talk to him for a few minutes. I dealt with Zach several years ago. He designed some electronic stuff for us. He's a great guy and great engineer. I'll tell you what, he out of all the bots there, man, that's a pretty amazing bot.
I just put in the group chat what I hope to build one day.
Oh, somebody's asking what happened after Saskatoon. Did we explain about that? How
We got back into the country.
they ripped apart the vehicle and the trailer, right? We had a trailer.
No, not that time.
No,
That was a different fishing trip going to Canada.
Oh, we got another YU fight. Okay.
the first YU fight. We'll get back to this one now.
Did you want to?
Oh.
You want to see it here?
Dick,
Yeah, hell yeah.
We
I
can take-
still didn't watch it.
We'll take this question first, though, Dick. Have you ever gotten to drive any other team's bots?
Other than yours, which I wrecked?
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Other than
No.
ours, yes.
No.
Never. Pa, you ever drove any other bots?
Probably not.
No. Well, I know that Hydra, Trey was the first person besides for me to actually drive it. So Hydra's kind of been my baby for so long, and I had a hard time getting rid of the controllers.
Did he have an easy time driving it?
It looked like it was pretty simple. He missed a lot of flips though. Apparently the timing is a little.
Yeah, what was I think he was like 15-5, something like that.
15 misses and 5 actual flips?
No. 15 flips, like 5 misses.
Oh, that's not too bad. I was just curious what someone else thought, how maneuverable and how easy it was to drive.
Well, Jake doesn't want to tell you how easy it is to drive.
Yeah, I got to make it sound like it's super difficult.
Well, let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you. So the hardest part, the hardest part is at the beginning of a match. You push your stick forward to the middle of the box, and you sit there for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, you're a funny guy, you know. I'm a
No,
funny guy.
no. Really, people have to think about how hard it is to drive almost any flipper bot, and you have to be so precise on the thing. And there's just no room for error. I mean, it's not like we're armored to the gills all the way around the bot. I mean, you got to have the front end pointed at them at all times.
Yeah,
It's not a continuous. It's not a continuous flipper like every other damn vert is. So timing on the flip is super critical, and positioning. They're very hard to drive.
Is there a delay from the time you hit the flip button on the radio, Jake, to when it actually flips? Is there?
Dick,
Is
why don't
there?
you take that question?
Programmed
You got some
delay.
funny little comments on this one.
There was a safety delay of 3 pulses. What is that?
60.
I don't know what
I think it
60
was
milliseconds.
10 milliseconds each pulse.
Yeah,
Was that to ward off premature flips?
yeah, and that was too much for him. So the bot does have a arming sequence. So what it does is when it sees the very
hold on, Dick. You made the board for Hydra. You programmed a custom made PCB board, correct?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's not that was the difficult part. The difficult part was getting the speed. He wanted it to flip when he pushes the button, but you can't do that and be safe because you could get an errant like single pulse in there. So the bot does have a essentially a pre-fire state. It has to close the one side so it doesn't leak back, and it's got to open the rod end so it can get the fluid out. So on the first pulse, it does that, and then by the time the second pulse comes around, it says, "Okay, is the button still down? If it is, then fire." So that's as fast as we can do it with modern radios, unless you want to fire on the first pulse. But
That's
you could do
generally
that.
unsafe.
I have considered that you could have a timed pre-arm state where it goes into, you know how it could go into that pre-arm state early. It doesn't have to be pulling the arm down the whole time, right? It could go into the coast, that whatever that phase is. Somebody more technical than me help me out here. It switches a bunch of valves, and at that state,
Transition.
Let's hear what you got to say, Dick.
Okay. At the first stage, I think you could pull the arm up manually.
No,
I think.
hydraulics would be locked at that time.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to blow open a valve.
This is at the pre-fire
At the
stage
pre-fire
still.
stage, when you flip the first set, it's in lock mode.
Yeah, so we could, after a flip, after a full retract and settling, go into that state and sit there waiting to flip.
But your arm is free to move upwards. Then you don't have any downforce going down.
You know, it's in locked mode though. It can't move anywhere because it's all closed.
If there's no leaks.
Okay, yeah. If there's no leaks, well,
Okay. Thanks a lot for letting me hang there. Just like,
yeah,
oh yeah, go
you
ahead.
were, you were doing good. We were just letting you mosey
Well,
on through that one.
What I was going for. What I was going for was to get your explanation as the guy who made the motherboard of Hydra, how it works, and you did a good job, Dick.
Yeah, it sounded good.
It works real good. The board works good. Hope it works good. Seems to work good. We only broke one, and that was when there was some sort of battery issue that burned up the back.
Oh, what a bummer.
Anyway, Pat, on
That's
side
Diesel
news,
Barnett.
how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers these days?
Oh, he's still gay.
Okay, a bit more on that.
Are
It
the
was
Packers?
interesting. I did read an article about him in this, like, he went into this, like, dark time where, I don't know, he meditated.
Locked
did all
himself
this.
in the cave. Yeah.
I hear your dad does that every now and then.
Little
Mhm.
backstory on Pat and Aaron.
I don't think it's just Aaron though. I think he just hates. I mean, he calls them the Fudge Packers, and
He's been pounding on Rodgers for years.
Pounding
Years.
on him. Pounding.
Dude, I got
pounding
nothing.
Rodgers.
I
got
bet he was
absolutely
pounding on him
nothing.
real hard in
And then
that
he
cave.
had like a epiphany, and he came around. Like what?
Yeah,
6
I
months
listened
ago?
to. Yeah, I listened to the Aaron Rodgers Joe Rogan podcast. I won't say it publicly, but he's not as bad as I thought.
I think he watches ours too. Do you want to say anything to Aaron or?
Yeah, I actually I texted him. I'm like, hey, Aaron, we're on tonight, so check it out. Might be bringing in Pat Kiven, this guy I've been telling you about. He's like, all right.
So for the next filming, I think I'm going to do that dark thing, and then I'll be fully ready for filming.
Well, it's I mean, you go to the beach like every time for like a week beforehand. Go
Yeah.
swimming with the dolphins and all that.
And I still get frickin' my ass tore apart at filming.
Oh,
You
it's
do?
rough.
Really?
It's
you
rough.
Swing that way?
Yeah.
Kind of new.
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's already your first problem.
They're one step better than the Vikings.
I mean,
guess.
I'm not
Give it a-
necessarily a Packer fan, but I'm definitely not a Bears fan. All right,
No,
Tom. Tom, you're still
Yeah.
here, right? Okay.
I went to get
Here's
my
the thing.
engineering degree at the school where the Bears had training camp for years.
Here's the thing. You respect the Bears. You respect the rivalry. You respect that these two teams are they have history together. The Vikings, they're like this new kid on the block that just fucking got confetti in his hair, coming up, fucking talking trash.
Back to this one.
Get yourself a Super Bowl. Let's talk.
In response to that question there, I wish they would compete, but they never let them. There's always something that gets in the way of them competing. The closest thing is an unaired fight in 2015 where they had an unaired match with Ray Billings' Swamp Thing, but every time they apply, there's always something that gets in the way of them actually competing, or they just get flat out refused altogether. And now they're just saying, they just said recently, well, it's 5 years out of date now. They have to do something else. So I don't think it ever will. I'd like it to, but I don't think it's going to at this point. The best Brit flipper, and you guys won't allow it in.
Hey, I think it was due to be in during the COVID, wasn't it?
This year they applied again, and they just got flat out refused.
Well, maybe when we do that that rumble against all the house bots, Orion can be in there also and help out the house.
You guys will have to come over here and face it. You have to bring Hydra over here. And we'll have a run face
Okay. You get somebody to pay us for that, and we'll do a little pay-per-view. Sure. Rock on.
the Whyachi BattleBots UK tour.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, I'll give you one. There you go. We got another Packers fan.
Yeah, I wish Ray would have showed up because last time
Yeah.
I was kicking myself going, God, we didn't ask Ray about how he became a Packer fan living
It
in
is
Tulsa.
surprising how he is, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually gone to Lambeau more times than we have.
Really?
So yeah, I think he went. He must go almost every year almost.
We can hit this one quick. Yeah, we kind of go into this every time. It's a accumulator, so it's using hydraulic fluid to actuate everything. It's just using a trick to use it. It essentially uses a spring or an air spring to make the fluid be able to move very fast.
Well, he said he heard of people say both, and that's correct. It uses both.
Yeah, it doesn't vent any air though. It just uses it as a spring. It may as well have a mechanical metal spring, which is just heavy.
Yeah, if I had a piece of paper, I'd draw it for you. But essentially, there's a hydraulic cylinder over
This should
here.
be good.
Hydraulic cylinder over here. Let me raise this up. Hydraulic cylinder over here squeezes down into your manifold, and then it's your spring, your coily spring. But in Hydra's case, it's air.
I don't know, man. That wasn't great.
I think that was pretty. That's as simple as it can get.
Yeah, that's spot on.
But people get confused and think that it like vents like a regular air flipper. It's using a pump to.
If we're venting air,
Yes.
that's bad.
Your coily spring gets decompressed every time by the hydraulic pump. Your coily spring of air.
Coily spring.
All right, back to this Whyachi fight. I'm ready for it.
Are you sure?
My BattleBots virginity. Well,
And this
not
was-
BattleBots. Is that trademarked? I can't say that.
And this was against Matt and Wendy, right?
No clue.
It says
No
it's
clue.
against Wipeout
Wipeout.
number 2.
Yeah, that's Wendy, I think, is driving that.
Wendy, yeah.
Matt's wife.
Oh, great. I beat another woman. Yeah. Rack that on my list of women and children beaten.
Yeah, but you were like 11.
You were a child
he said
yourself.
he was 23 or something.
Yeah.
What's laying over in the left side of the arena already? Do you break something off?
I don't know. It kind of looks like it.
Do you got a little wedge on there?
Come on,
You're a
give
little
some space. Give a little space here. Spin it up. Oh, did I stop it? No.
Now it's pushy bot.
Uh-oh.
Pushy bot. Yeah, never gonna win that one. Must have stopped it.
You got a wedge
Right?
on the front. You got a wedge on the front of Whyachi there, though.
Yeah, sneaky little wedge.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, stopped it. Look at that 11-year-old controlling that bot. Hey, fuck off. I'm gonna go pushy bot for a little bit.
So, you know, this version of Whyachi was designed a few years after, well, it's like 2003, 2004. And the new version of Sal that we brought into BattleBots was actually just a kind of a scaled up version of it.
Oh, we're winning. We were winning the pushing war there. Wow. And instantly spun up to speed.
Oh!
So, can you explain why Wipeout has translational movement?
Uh-oh.
In simple terms?
Explain why he doesn't have a rotor.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Yeah,
You gave him a junk bot to drive? What the
The-
hell's wrong with you?
the rotor popped off.
Damn. How did I get second place then?
You did?
Yeah.
In your rookie season?
Round robin, maybe?
Yeah, it might have been a
Son of a bitch. I was doing good.
double limb tournament.
So, just so you all know, Al Kindle, he's texting the group, right? Group chat, because he's in the group chat for all this stuff. And he's making fun of the Brit builders, and Tom's having to defend himself in the chat. But Al's too
Not really
scared
defending
to come on
myself, but-
stream with us. So,
Hey,
Hi,
Al. If you
Hi.
do, I'll give you that picture you were looking for. My
he
dick.
Hey, Tom, he might not be listening to the stream. Tell him if you do build a robot, you won't be dumb enough to put a hammer on it.
No, I wouldn't. I'm gonna
yeah,
do much worse. I'm gonna build a crusher on tracks.
No.
Just say it, because that's the shot everybody. Oh, that's the shot everybody needs to take on him. It's just like, dude.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
but,
gonna do much worse.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna build a crusher on tracks.
couldn't Al bolt a plate onto his hammer arm and then it would be a front flipper like a Brit?
No, you're saying do a hammer. I'm going to do much worse. I'll build a crusher that's on tracks. That's what I want to do. I put a photo in the chat of what I'd like to build. But
that's a
gonna
nice
take me a while.
color schematic of the hydraulics.
Oh yeah, this is the hydraulic schematic. This is all the valves. You have the.
So you see the poppet valves there. They're either open or closed. And that's what actuates the cylinder out, extends it, and retracts it.
So that way
If
it's
you-
actually pressurized one way and then pressurized back down as well.
The bottle is the hydraulic accumulator. The yellow portion of it is that coiled spring air that he talks about.
So standardly, there's no pressure actually going to the extension of the arm. But as soon as you want to use the flipper, you open these two valves to the side, and then
That's your
sends
coily
pressure back
spring.
down. The
Your
problem
coily
with the
spring.
first season Hydra was this valve here did not close before these ones opened, so it just shot whoop, and then right back to the reservoir where the regular fluid is. So it's lucky the first season Hydra even worked technically.
First season Hydra was my favorite, just to be honest. That paint job.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pedro, our paint blowjobbery guy. He also does the welding, but he's really good at painting too.
What's your drinks of preference tonight?
Oh, me? Oh,
Drink-
well.
Drink check.
Can you share the drinks that we got the other day?
Yeah, I got it here.
I finished my prosecco.
Okay. Weasel, what do you got?
I'm just drinking. My preferred drink
Monster?
is Jack Daniels and Diet Cream Soda. But I switched it up a little bit. I'm feeling a little frisky, if you know what I mean. Went with Jack and Diet Dr. Pepper Cherry.
Oh,
So-
I got some Mountain Dew Zero if you need some. So this is my wife's car, and she came home the other day, and she was like, hey, you want to unload my car? So I figured, yeah, a few groceries here and there. And there happened to be so many Mountain Dew Zeros in the back. It was ridiculous. And then I started unloading, and I went to the sidecar, and there's another whole load in the back seat. All in all, he ended up with 89 cases of Dew.
And that's a big load.
Yeah, I know. That's what she said. But yeah, 89 cases. Got them at $2 a piece. Because you can't
At the
find
Amish store.
you can't
right?
find that around here as easily. The Baja Blast Mountain Dew. So it was a definite score.
And what kind of price?
Reminds me of this one time I was doing doggy style.
How many cans of Baja Zero? Let's see here. Calculator. 89.
1,068.
Yeah, 1,068 cans. That's plenty. And then Dick was trying to show off with his bottles that he got.
Oh shit!
Well-
Shit, Dick.
See, now that's not accurate. This is actually funny. I took this picture to share with my family because I thought this was the day before, and I thought this is an outrageous amount of soda. Like I was just like, I have to take a picture of this. There's so much here.
I felt guilty buying four 2-liters tonight. So, yeah, you
They
both
banned the
beat
good
me.
Mountain Dew over here.
Yeah,
they
you can't
banned-
have it, can you?
No, they banned it because apparently there's an ingredient in it that makes your dick not work. I wish I was making
Not
that up.
true. Not true. It works.
Okay.
It works fantastic, and the semen tastes delicious, from what I'm
Okay,
told.
okay, cat milker. Settle down over there.
It's the bromine.
Oh, the bromine, yes. Yeah, there you go.
Because,
Thank
bro,
you.
mine tastes delicious.
Well, that's going on the Reese out of context soundboard. Yep, that's for sure.
Hey, she said that, not me. So
that's
I'm
what
just-
Udder Gun is for.
I'm just the messenger. No, Udder Gun's that's for nipples. Now, if you were small enough, I reckon it might work, but it's pretty aggressive. I don't recommend. If you got more than 3 inches, sticking your wang in there.
Okay, so we're gonna go back
God
to
damn
this.
you, Reese, you made me spit over my laptop.
Apparently somebody's seen the Scorpios vid with Ray had a bump on his head. Now, we're not sure
What?
that it was from
Let's
last week.
see
but
this.
that would be quite. I mean, he was down for the count for like 15 minutes, and then he
Can we
climbed
show a
up.
clip of last week? Would that be fine?
It's,
You got
I
that?
don't know. I wouldn't know
we
where to
don't have
find it.
I think Ray was
It's in the
just fine.
chat. It's in the chat.
He was just
It's-
taking a little nap.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's our place to put people on blast. I don't mind if you wanted to
No.
need a little break. That's fine.
Yeah, we can't just like post everything about him. I mean, you do it live stream on once, that's fine, but we're not gonna keep posting unless it's you.
All right,
Then it's
Ray,
like-
get your ass on here so we can dispute this once and for all.
It's on Scorpios' YouTube page. I seen it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. But yeah, somebody made the connection apparently.
Is there any body cam footage?
Here's
this
my
goes-
perspective. When you drink a
Ray was
fuck ton, you don't know what you're doing. All right, and you laugh at it. And I feel like Ray has the same perspective as me. So I don't know. I don't think he'd be pissed.
No.
But we're going to ask him before we do anything with it. Just to be respectful.
I don't know what this means. I've watched Ed and Eddie. But yeah,
Double
you
D?
never
That's
really
the
get me
chick.
without a hat.
That's the chick. Right?
Makes sense.
No.
No, there's Ed and Eddie. The one with two
Yep,
D's
yep,
is called
yep.
Double D.
Yeah.
The only time you'll see me without a hat is this weekend. I have an alumni tournament for basketball. And yeah, you'll have to see me without a hat playing. So
And then
that's the one time you'll get to see it.
And that's going to take all day. And then what are you doing that night?
Oh yeah. After the 8 hours of basketball, and then we start to drive to Florida for vacation. So
Going
be a
to Cocoa
like
Beach.
30 hours.
Do you have
Gonna
a
take
picture
that
of your
shirt off.
route? Do you have your route you planned out so you can put up a map of it so people know where you're
No.
going to be?
Yes,
No,
yes,
we're not.
yes. Why? That's the Whyachi Tour 2023, Part 1. Later in June, I'll be going to Texas, so y'all can meet me out there.
You're going to Texas?
Really?
I've decided it right now. Yep, going to Texas.
Oh my God! Oh
is
my
there a
God! It's the
special
man
someone?
himself. He
Is there-
finally heard us. He heard the wailing in
Ray.
the can.
He's
my
alive!
ears were burning, and so I figured I had.
He's
to come in.
alive!
What's going on?
Oh,
Hey,
man,
Ray,
oh, man.
how
Look
you
at the
doing,
chat
buddy?
Just blow up.
Doing all right.
There you go.
How you
That's
doing?
why we're famous, because of Ray.
All right, Ray. So these guys think you would be mad for if we posted the end of the live stream from last week.
I don't remember much of the end of the live stream last week, so I'm not sure that I have
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I imagine it was. Yeah.
Did you do the YouTube video for Scorpios after that fact?
Yes. Filmed that.
So
right
it's
before we posted
possible
it.
you actually had a bump on your head in that video.
I did have a bump. Well, you can kind of see there's a little spot there, but it was from the next day me working in the shop. It was,
all right.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you know how long you were gone
don't
for?
get me wrong. I was certainly tanked enough to have clobbered myself.
Oh yeah, and that's okay. So my thing was, all right, Ray was tanked, right? Like, but sober Ray, can he look back at it and just be like, man, I was tanked, and laugh at it? Or would you be mad if we shared that?
I just did that. I looked back at it. I was tanked, and it's like, all right, whatever. You know, I mean,
Yeah, it's forgiveness. There was alcohol in the system. A little bit of alcohol in there.
Just a tad. You'd be like, yeah, a little over half a bottle, I think, of whiskey. So,
Reese,
it's all good.
The other issue is that I'm too lazy to go find it right now. So
I will find it. I will find it, and I will have Ray rewatch it with us, so we can have a special moment of bringing him.
Because my ears are burning. I actually want to get back out and work in the shop, so I'll give you.
Ray, we thought you were dead.
Oh,
we thought you were dead, so I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're alive still.
I appreciate your care and concern, but no, I was fine.
Hey, how's the
Ray's
hand
chair
doing?
became its own character.
How's the hand doing, Ray?
You know what? It's actually okay. So I can't quite pull it all the way in to like a fist, but almost. And I mean, I can have some motor control. I can pick things up. The sensation on that finger isn't normal. So things like typing bugs me. Like I can't type because I can't feel what I'm doing.
Fine control. Yeah.
Yeah. For just using the hand in the shop and whatnot, it works okay. You know, I'm good.
You still sawing wood, or are you a little skittish after that?
You know, I have used that table saw a couple of times since then, but yeah, there's that little there's that little bit of nervousness in the background using it.
Yeah. Were you using a pusher, or was it just a dumb luck accident?
Yeah, you know, there was a series of mistakes on my part, like these sort of things usually are. So, like a week before this happened, I had to cut a block of plastic that was really big, and so I raised the blade way up out of the table as high as I could to make. And I didn't put it back down. So there's mistake number one, right? And then, obviously, mistake two, my hand shouldn't be close enough for anything to happen anyway, but I was wearing a pair of gloves, and the little Velcro strap was dangling, and the saw grabbed it and yanked my hand and pulled it in.
Yep. I have a horrible story worse than that. My buddy lost the majority of his left arm to a lathe because he was wearing gloves.
Yeah. Well, in the shop, those are probably the two most dangerous pieces of equipment, are a table saw and a lathe. I mean, you know, those are bad ones. So
do you consider smashing the shit out of this table saw with, say, a bot?
Don't think that hasn't crossed my mind. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't even use it that often. It's kind of a big, bulky pain in the ass that's in the way. The more I think of it, the more I think that might be a good idea, is to make it go away permanently, you know?
Yeah, we had one of those too, and then we bought a even more dangerous one. But with the new wood shop now, we have some woodworking equipment, and everybody has their fingers yet, so that's good.
Yeah, well, if you can still count to 10, you're doing okay. You know?
So far.
So
what are you building in the shop? You still working on bots for?
Still working on bots for Robo Games. Yeah. In fact, I got the new heavyweight out in the driveway for a spin up earlier today. And the weapon looks pretty good. I've still got some work to do here and there to get it combat ready. But
that's a vert, right?
It's a vert. Yeah. The weapon was. I actually had that cut to do something serious with it at one point in time, and then everybody and their uncle showed up with a vert, and so it's like, all right, I didn't feel like doing one anymore then.
Yeah.
So this is your first vert?
In a heavier class, yeah. I've done little in a bigger class, yeah. Fact.
Now, where's Justin come in? Is he going to? Are you going to let him take over at some point, Ray?
So yeah, I've got the heavyweight and the middleweight that we're taking to Robo Game. So he'll be driving the middleweight and I'll be driving the heavy. And then as far as down the road for BattleBots, we've talked about him doing more. I don't think we've really made a decision yet.
Does he want to?
He's busy, and that's really what it comes down to. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and him and his wife are in Vegas right now. Went there to see some stuff. They didn't even have time to go by and check out the Destructicon or anything.
Okay.
So he's interested and he loves it. He loves the sport, but finding the time in his schedule to devote to come parking his ass in the garage for all the work, he just has a hard time making that happen.
Yeah, it's a lot. Does he live around you, or is it where's he live?
That's the other thing is he's almost an hour away, so it's not like he's super far, but he's far enough. It's not like, hey, come by and help me move.
Not convenient.
Yeah, he's not going to do that, So
has Tyler driven Tombstone?
No. So realistically, no. The only other person that's ever driven Tombstone in a match has been Justin. So he's driven it a couple of times. And Tyler's even further away than they live back east. They're in Virginia, so they're the other side of the country. So I think he'd be more likely to put the time in the garage, but I got to get them moved from the East Coast out here to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. So here's a odd related question to stuff that happened before here. I always thought Paul kind of looked like Wooly Willy. What do you think? I've told him this before too.
No.
No? He definitely looks like Wooly Willy. No? Okay, fine.
First of all, I don't think he's that bald, and he doesn't have a mustache.
Okay, without the mustache, come on.
Well, without a mustache, what are you? What are you?
Yeah, if I could do that to get Paul back, sure. Yeah, I'll pull him out.
I messaged Paul on Instagram. He was posting something about it was BattleBot related, and I messaged him. He never messaged me back. He's living that dream. He's flying boats. He's flying boats out there.
He's spending more time sailing than he is thinking about robots these days.
Yeah.
I miss Paul. I said before, I just want anytime someone gets a giant nut, it's mandatory to just give it to Paul Ventimiglia straight afterwards.
Well, for the first couple seasons, at least, it was all his, and Ray snuck one out from him there.
Yeah, I was yay close from having that first one, but since then he was dominant for a while.
It was Chomp that took him out of the way for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been you in the finals again, probably.
Oh shit! We got Sea Bear in here now.
So, have you ever hit anything weird with Tombstone?
Like a 34-inch dildo, kind of weird, or
hey, whatever, man.
What are we talking about here?
I don't think I have any 34-inch dildos laying around to hit with the robot, so I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm in the minority there, then I guess.
So yeah, I did a video here ways back where we were trying to cut up some pumpkins. Unfortunately, pumpkins aren't heavy enough to stay there and let you hit them. So
they're soft.
Barely touch them, and then they try to roll away.
Yeah, they look hard. But they're soft.
Yeah, so that didn't work all that well. I did have a video where we cut a bowling ball. That was actually with I think that was with Last Rites. I don't know if that was with Tombstone or not, but we did. In fact, somewhere I've still got the piece of the bowling ball where I cut it off.
What's this new guy in here got to say for himself?
Nothing. Just got out of the hot tub. The wife got called into work.
Really?
Yeah. Figured
How
I'd,
come?
she's saving babies. The usual.
Well, what position does your wife have?
Nurse practitioner. She's a family nurse practitioner with the pediatric call. So, going in to deliver somebody right now.
And your hot tub's outside.
Yeah. I haven't linked the laptop out there yet.
That might sound like a lot because this is Wisconsin, but it was. I think it was 47 degrees today, and I put on shorts because of that. So,
Yeah. It was a short
this is shorts weather.
You could put the dome over the hot tub, right?
That's the plan. Built a geodesic dome out of 2x4s. That was my recent project. Now I just got to figure out what to cover it up with because right now it's just open. A little breezy.
I will say I did more with that drone to Hypershock than Clint did. Just saying.
That is true. He broke a belt. Titanium does wonders as far as shrapnel is concerned.
We should have put more on just for entanglement.
Moron? Where's moron?
Yeah, there you go. So, Ray, somebody asking, what do you think about Bombshell winning Season 3's Last Chance Rumble?
No offense to them because they're great guys and great team. I don't agree with that choice. I thought Duck easily won that Last Chance Rumble. I'm not a judge, I'm a competitor. And when they move forward and they beat me, I'm not saying Duck may have beaten me at that point in time too. We were sort of the walking wounded. It was
kind of the same bot you'd be going against, right? Big West.
For my perspective, I doubt it would have changed things. It's either way. I was going to be hitting something with a beat up robot, and they probably would have beaten me. But I didn't agree with the call then, and looking back on it, I still don't think it was the right call now.
Were you happy with the result though? Like, would you have rather faced Bombshell versus Duck, knowing your history with Duck?
At that point in time, we were so beat up trying to get something that ran back in the arena. I don't think it would have mattered. Either one of them probably could have beaten me. And whoever won that match, if I remember right, their next match was going to have to be against Hudson. And even if I got past whoever that was, I guarantee he would have got me at that point in time. We were just the walking wounded at that point.
It was Plow City for you, really.
That was the season where our 4 fights up front were Minotaur first, then Gigabyte. It was just a murderer's row sort of thing, and we only had the one frame that season. And by the time we got to the tournament, that frame was trashed. So I don't think we wouldn't have gone far in that tournament, no matter who we were fighting at that point.
I really wanted to see you face Gigabyte again without the shell flying off.
No, if I fight Gigabyte, I just assume that shell leaves. I'm
right?
Okay
Yeah, he's under the same thing of style fighting. That it's like you're just going against armor that's moving.
Yeah, it's as long as he's working correctly, that's a really tough matchup for Tombstone. It really is.
I think production had the hope that Sal would have went up against Tombstone there in the second round. At least that's what we were thinking.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure the production would have loved that because there's been a lot of fans that have asked for it. So it's I don't know.
Maybe someday we can do a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Take donations, that sort of thing.
Well, I like the pay part out of all of that,
Yes.
Right.
Ray survived.
According to Donald, his internals were almost shredded and his back wedge was off or almost falling off after the Sal match. But that's just kind of what it does. It bludgeons you to death. It doesn't actually rip parts off usually.
Yeah. No, they're both big kinetic and As long as they both stay spinning, it's definitely not going 3 minutes.
We might have to do the best 2 out of 3 though. You know,
It's okay.
because I don't think it's going to end up being a very entertaining match. Usually, 2 spinners against each other is not very entertaining.
Except for Rotator Valkyrie. That was a great fight. But that's pretty much the exception to it.
Well, how much money would you need, Ray, to fight Sal? To go back to Vegas and give us one last fight. What do you think?
How much you got?
50,000?
If somebody was waving that kind of money, I'd probably be agreeing to it. Yeah.
Right.
How about let me give you a realistic offer. 12 grand. 12 grand. That's doable.
That's not an outrageous one. Yeah. I don't know. Timing wise, let it just depend on what else is going on. But I mean, it's not like it's a matchup I wouldn't have wanted. It's workable.
Yeah.
I don't think we could get Sal up and running for 12 grand. Just in the BB.
Oh, it still works after that Gigabyte fight.
Well, yeah, because we're not going to want to replace every Mag motor since it's got all crap.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have to. I mean, you would want to, but you wouldn't have to.
So come in limping right away. Do we get to spin up like each bot prior to actually making the engagement? So
I like that. I like that. Plus, Sal spins the correct direction and uses the axe heads.
No, not the axe heads.
No, how about when we start the match, we have 2 pushy bots with plows sitting in the center, pointed at each of us, and then they do a box rush, half the box at each other.
Okay, all right.
Like normal.
We have to work our way past the underlings before we get to the boss fight. Is that how that works?
Yeah. Go pushy bot first. 30 seconds of pushy bot. And
is
then,
it that difficult to get rid of box rushes in BattleBots?
Separation.
I mean, could you just start in a different place where you didn't have a direct line at the other bot?
Hey, Jake, we're getting some McAfee shit on here.
I mean, when they're talking flipper bots and they screen it all in so there's no out of the arenas because they want longer fights, wouldn't getting rid of box rushes make for longer fights?
Sure. Yeah. So how would you feel about if every box had, let's say, pegs shooting up in front of the box, right, until that green light drops, plus 1 second.
The pegs are already there.
That's true. They're already in the floor. They just don't use them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
how would you feel about something like that for a weapon bot like Tombstone? Obviously, you're gonna love that, right?
Sure.
Unless he has to hit him.
Yeah, the pins are sticking up, and
they only go up like a half inch, just to stop wedges.
Yeah.
They ever
so
bring
Tom,
a kill?
Here's one for you. What do you think? Hydra versus Hydra. What are we talking here?
What's the difference there between a Robot War Hydra?
The Robot Wars Hydra. The Robot Wars Hydra was a hammer and a lifting arm.
Oh,
so we stole their name?
Yep. We get told that
a little
quite
bit.
A few
They
times.
kind of beat you to it 20 years
Damn.
ago. I mean, I would have to give it to Jake and the modern day Hydra. The Robot Wars Hydra, I don't have any right to discredit anybody or speak bad of anyone who took part, because I haven't yet, but it was sort of very middle of the road in terms of Robot Wars at the time. So I think you would launch it pretty far if you took it on now.
Would you face Sean? Says Sean's bot?
Helichopper?
I think it would just self-destruct, but it's one of those one-hit wonders that you maybe don't want to actually go against. Like, what's that really big vert that kept flipping itself over and putting holes in the floor?
Deep
Nightmare?
six.
Deep six, yeah. You wouldn't want to necessarily go against a deep six because
No,
the one hit
deep
he's going to
six.
give you.
Deep six is a horrible matchup
Right. But
for anyone because it's a one-hit wonder. It
after
fucks
the
itself
first
up.
hit, then you're out of that. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
What happened with the helicopter guys? Was it like they turned up and they was like, "No, you're too dangerous. We can't let you in there." What happened exactly?
I
with that?
We only heard the
wouldn't say
rumors.
they were too dangerous, but the way they had that design was sketchy enough. They didn't want to let them fight that way.
It was like hammers on an arm. It was like hammers that extended.
Oh, not
out.
even arms. They were like
Cables.
tethers.
Yeah, and so they were going to spin it up and let the tether go out so that it would have a wider spin circle. But I mean, all that was going to happen was the rope would get cut, and they were going to launch a hammer at tip speed. And somebody asked how you'd fight them. You wouldn't even have to fight them. All you have to do is just back into a corner and watch them set themselves on fire because they couldn't actually spin with what they were doing.
So like going against fusion.
Similar. Very similar.
They had Atomic Wedgie way back in the day, didn't they? It was the same team who had Atomic Wedgie long back in the Comedy Central days.
So I mean, there's a reason Ray doesn't put a wedge on, right? Because you want your stuff in the front. So the same thing with Hydra. You wouldn't want to armor the back because you want the armor on the front, the business end. We don't want to, have a weapon, hanging back on the bot and have the wedge out front, and then I'm a wedge bot, and okay, now I'm a spinner occasionally.
We did throw around the idea of putting a hammer on the flipper arm, which would turn into a hammer on the backside.
Just a little out of context here. That one guy also has some video of Red Square.
Okay, well, let's go over to Tombstone Wish version. What do you think about Triton, Ray?
All right, so there's a lot of things they did right. It's very cool in some respects. It's a beautiful looking robot. I like the way it looks, and it's pretty zippy. It drives pretty quickly.
Yep. Really quick.
Almost too quick.
Yeah, almost too quick. And if you're gonna have that much reach on a weapon, you need to figure out some way to get it spun up faster than they do right now, even if they have to give away top speed to spin it up quicker, because almost anybody can get on them before they get it spun up.
Yeah.
They've got enough energy when it's spun up.
It's a big bar. Yeah.
Yeah. You better be dangerous before somebody gets there, and they've got issues there. It doesn't spin up quite fast enough. I mean, I would honestly say the same thing about hijinks. Okay, if that thing's spun up full speed, it's got a lot of power, but it takes a bit of time to get there, and robots are just too fast these days.
Yep. Especially when you're talking about magnets and Claw Viper. I mean, Claw Viper is the extreme of that, but there's also bots very in between of that are also very quick, but Claw Viper puts them to shame.
Yeah. You just got to figure they're going to be on you pretty fast, and if that's the case, you better be dangerous enough to hurt them.
And so, fast. Well, I'm not going to say that because that's a future fight. We can't talk about that.
Okay, you can talk about
right
this.
now.
How many mini mags were in SAO and did he go through in a particular fight?
There's 8.
8 mini mags
running the rotor. Maybe a few per fight.
But of course, we didn't know which ones are which. It's kind of if it spins, it spins.
Well, they're ran in pairs. There are 4 pairs.
Unfortunately, going into the bracket one season, we had to do a independent test in the box before getting allowed into the bracket.
Oh, that's the one thing we can't show, though.
That night before the bracket started, there were some concerns. So we had to run a test, and we apparently damaged a few of the motors in that test, and we didn't catch it for the next match.
Okay.
So, what would you say the test was? Us just having to hit a piece of the box Lexan that was bolted to one of the flippers and just 100% run into it and dead stop?
It was one of the biggest collisions you've ever seen.
Yeah, since South started in one corner and ricocheted all the way to the other corner.
All the way to
It
the
was-
other corner
and then back, and then
careened
back again.
off of the screws and came back.
Almost
was-
the worst case scenario where you get full engagement at full speed and a complete ricochet. It wasn't necessarily a hard object to hit. You know, it wasn't AR steel or nothing, but that almost would have skipped off and made it better. Whereas this,
Yeah, I was going to
Lexan
say,
really
actually,
did.
the Lexan's probably worse because it's going to grab all of
Right.
your
Oh,
energy.
it grabbed it all right. Yeah.
Nick,
mean,
you're
the
still
bot-
in here.
The bot shot across the arena probably 50 feet and hit the screws and bounced back another 20 feet.
the nice thing about horizontals is you can always tell how hard they hit by how far they bounce.
By how far they go. Yeah.
And Tombstone likes to ricochet a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Unfortunately for Tombstone, sometimes that ends up in the
He's a vertical.
yeah,
the vertical
if I get out
position.
of plane, yeah, that gets ugly real quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
That floor takes an ass whooping. That can of beans is opened.
Well, especially when it was layered out of what, 11, 12 gauge? Yeah, you were
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much ripping that up all the time.
Well, what I thought was funny is they just weld a new thin sheet on top of the old thin sheets, and it's like, oh, well, it's fixed again. No, that's not how that works. Okay,
Right.
you know, 300,000 pieces of steel isn't the same as a single 300,000 piece. It's just not. You know.
Yep.
So, Ray,
Just how
can
much
you-
damage?
Oh, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead. Tom, what do you got?
So I was going to say, just how much damage did Deep Six do to the floor? Because that's kind of why they said they banned it.
A lot.
Because it was doing too much
They
damage to the
cut
floor.
they cut through it completely and gouged it up. I mean, this is your best representation of the floor after Deep Six.
What are you doing?
This.
What is
All right.
that?
Yeah,
This is the floor. This
they
is
didn't put any
this
bigger
is
holes in
after
the
Deep
floor than I
Six.
did. You know, I put just bigger.
I don't know, Ray. I don't know about that. They fucking straight into the floor. Like at least Tombstone, it's fin and spas, so the bite's not that big, right? But they got a ton of bite.
Yeah,
I think the concern was more hitting the Lexan coming back into the Lexan.
that's what I think is more. They were worried about it taking out something more expensive than steel.
Mm-hmm. So, Ray, can you talk about how you where's that question? How you got started in bots? Is that an easy story for you to tell?
Yeah, actually, it's not too bad. One of my many careers up to this point in time is I used to teach computer networking at an adult college. And my boss at the time was the department head, was a big fan of the original show back on Comedy Central. And so he would tape it on VHS tapes, and he would bring them in, and we'd watch them on breaks in between classes. And, you know, he had a lot of electronics background. I had a lot of fabrication background. And so between the two of us, yeah, this is something we can do. We can build something. And then right after we sort of committed that that's what we were going to do, then he took a different job somewhere else and left. So he kind of like lit the fuse on the bomb and then ran away. So at that point, then it just sort of morphed into this father-son project between me and him.
So he didn't want to put money into it, is what you're saying.
Kind of, yeah. You know, I mean, it was, you know, he just got busy. There was a lot of political stuff. There always is in colleges. It was horrible, and he ended up moving on to a different job. And so
I already solved that solution for that question. I went like this.
Okay, well, Weasel with the unrated cut.
Follow my OnlyFans, folks. Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces on OnlyFans.
But it
We are
says
doing
cat
a
milking.
special
Cat
broadcast tonight.
Oh my god.
And where
We
can we
created
find
a
you
new
tonight?
unit of measurement. It's one hand of Reese deep.
That's his business.
All
hand.
A Thomas. Thomas, is that your real name? Thomas, short Tom? Are we good
Yes,
with that?
yeah.
Thomas?
Thomas
Long
Thomas
form?
without an H. Yeah.
Thomas long form. I only need 2 fingers, Thomas long form.
Great.
Oh my god.
See, this is fine, but showing footage of Robot Wars from 20 years ago, no, that got us
Yeah.
kicked off.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. How dare you show this
Yeah.
robot?
I'm the bad one here.
You guys, I tell ya, some days.
So, Justin, he drives to Vegas then? There they fly?
They flew. Yeah. Well, they were going there to party and drink, so no, they weren't driving. They were just.
Hey, that's what I was doing. But
yeah.
I got stuck rebuilding this fucking robot like 6 times. Don't know how I got
Can't have
sucked
fun
into
all day.
that.
Yeah, robots suck. I've been in the garage too much lately, so yeah, you're not gonna have a hard time convincing me that's a pain in the ass.
Okay, why was OG... Okay, all right, we're going to end this again. Sal was not applied for in Robot Wars, so it could never be rejected. Okay? Yes.
No, we never applied. The only thing we did for a UK event was we were going to do the FRA and take Warrior over there. But then I think that either got canceled or postponed. But that's the only thing we were going into.
I can tell you who did apply for Robot Wars and got disqualified and kicked out on Canberra. The Mauler team. Mauler 2000.
Oh, okay.
They invited them over, and on camera, they basically told them, no, sorry guys, our arena's not good enough for you. You have to go home.
Well, I could see Hydra actually having that problem with some of the smaller Florida events going down there. I don't think their arena could actually handle a bot hitting the...
You know, that is a problem. So here's one problem with all of BattleBots. When you look at professional NFL, you look at professional baseball, there's minor leagues, right? And there are some leagues for fighting robots, but it's not widely dispersed. It's not like Ninja Warrior, right? Like you go to your local place, you try out, you do whatever, and you get accepted to the finals in the big city, right? Now, what can you do about that?
Well, there are
other than expecting some guy to personally pay out $500,000 for a less than worrisome BattleBots arena for BattleBots to fight in.
Oh, this one. So yeah, that's Reese's phone. Naturally, he would have his phone on during this.
Hey, who's got cats? You got cats? I got cats.
Well, wait, don't talk about cats. No, this is...
And Andrea,
Hey, Jake,
Yes,
I've got some cats for you.
did that first stream get fully restored?
it did, yeah. There's no restrictions on it now.
Huh.
Yeah,
See, this is, and I'm going to
it's
say
bullshit.
this is bullshit. So
It's
they
bullshit.
they ding you to take your stream down, kick everybody out, and then
Yep.
they just go, "Oh, never mind, it's good."
Yep. This
Who's
is how
they?
my YouTube was. That's how my YouTube was for a long time.
Who
Well,
is they? Would this
The-
be AI?
YouTube.
Yeah,
the
YouTube. The AI or whatever, they just go, "Oh, no good, you're out," and then they just go, and you didn't dispute it,
Oh,
right? It just came back.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we fucked up on that one. Here you go. You
But
just
Jake,
stream back.
You didn't fight it, right? You didn't do
Nope,
anything.
Didn't touch a thing on it. It just shows up as good to go now.
And then 3.1, the one that was only 19 minutes long, that's still down. So I don't know what the deal is with that.
Weasel, here you go. It's one for you.
What? We have Eam and Stormy Smallpaws.
You were talking about cats.
Ah, Andrea. Trying to intrigue me with a pussy. Bold move.
Don't tell her about your cat.
Bold move.
Okay,
Had to
Ray,
wait
I've
till I
seen this
took a
question
drink,
a
didn't
bunch
you?
now. So I'm supposed to ask you about your Chevy Chase portrayal. And do you look like him? Or-
Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
Apparently there's a meme going around about that.
I don't agree.
Ah,
Okay.
That seems like a guy who thinks he's more handsome than Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
okay.
Like, I don't want to do
Clearly.
injustice to myself at this point.
Clearly. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we have somebody who's saying they're not drunk enough for the chat yet. So shot
That-
time now, Weasel. Right? For you?
You know, my OnlyFans, donate $5
No.
and buy me a drink. Dan, that's Danielle. Danielle,
Mhm.
right? Not Daniel.
Danielle.
Danielle, buy me a drink, and
Then you can talk about his cats.
We'll go from there. We'll see where this thing leads.
Yeah, Ray missed the gun check.
Yep. Ramus gun check, sorry.
It was actually a knife check.
Yeah, Tom brings in a knife.
The only thing I have on my desk is tools, but if you want to see a gun, I'll go grab one.
No, we're good. Unless
What
you want
haven't
to.
we seen, Ray? What do you got that we haven't seen?
A few, actually. All
No,
right.
What are you proud of?
Tom's
What
been
what makes
pretty
your
good.
what makes your dick feel like it's about 9 inches, 3 inches wide? Oh, he's gone. All right, so
Tom, you got to bust yours out again then.
Yeah. What do you got for gun check, Tom? When you bring a knife to a gunfight?
I've got a butter knife for my scones because I'm in.
yes, because you got.
And-
Hey, what is a scone by exactly here? Is that like a biscuit? Is that like a biscuit?
pastry. You call it a biscuit. We call it a scone.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Ray.
Is that IWI
Ray,
Uzi?
Ray, what is that?
IWI Glock conversion?
No.
What do we got there?
It's Chris Vector.
Chris Vector?
Dude, that's an assault weapon. You can't have that.
Okay, Ray, I liked you. I liked you before. I love you now.
So this is one of the few that's chambered in 10 millimeter. So,
Oh,
it's kind of a unique piece, especially in
Yeah.
California.
yeah.
So
Wow.
Wow.
What was the caliber of that one?
Ray?
Somebody's asking.
10 millimeter.
10 mil.
10.
10 mil. I almost came in
speechless.
my pants. I almost came in my pants there. Excuse me for a second.
Well,
Hey, what
this
is-
goes right back to recent Tinder chat history. That's what somebody wants to rename the chat.
I've never been on Tinder. I prefer to meet my women in personal after talking to them for 17 weeks on some secondhand rate dating site.
I thought
Yeah,
you
but-
met your. I thought you
What
met your
about the
women the old.
Texas girl?
Texas girl's different. B, if you're listening, that's a different story.
I thought you met your. I thought you met your girls the old-fashioned way at the strip club.
So which one looks the old?
Well, no, actually, I don't like the strip club. I don't like the strip club. I don't like it. I've been there. A couple times, and all right, full screen now. Full screen.
Well, this is the question here. Somebody put a question in for you.
There you go.
So
They need to know.
I went to a strip club here in Little Old Wisconsin. It's called Teasers back in the day. And so I was going to Vegas for my 21st, and I'm like, I want a little experience before I hit the big times, And so I went to Teasers. Not good. Not good. All right. Here's how it ended up. I'm going to skip me playing pool for about 2 hours. And this is what it ended up like. Somebody told this chick on the stage, it's my birthday. Which I felt like would be awesome. Like, yeah, she's going to be super nice to me. And she was. She was nice. Unfortunately, what she did is turn. No, she wasn't a dude. She wasn't a dude. I don't think she was a dude.
Oh my God.
So she turns me around in this chair and pulls my head back, and I go back onto the stage.
Hang on.
Back onto the stage. And she sticks her.
Hey, isn't this the story we muted him for last time?
Possibly. Oh yeah. Also, you're muted.
She's
Blank. She blanked, and then she
now I'm
blanked.
muted. Now I'm clear. She stuck. Would you
It's even
fucking
funnier than
stop
you.
unmuting me, you sons of bitches?
You're gonna have to
Let me
kind of
finish this goddamn story.
sanitize it a little. Don't do this.
Take it down 10%.
She stuck her area, you motherfuckers. Fucking cunts. Stop fucking muting me. This is only gonna get worse if you mute me. I swear to Christ. I swear to Christ. Fucking pussy juice cunt cocksucker dildo.
So getting back to this Vegas
All right. So
21st
anyway,
birthday party.
we're at fucking Teasers in Stratford, Wisconsin. And so this chick turns me around on stage, pulls my head back, sticks her cooter in my face. And as a man, I was thinking, all right, this could be good. And then 3 days passed, and I could still smell her pussy, and I was forever damaged.
The cooter is actually the machinist that works at our shop. He's the CNC guy. So
That's who he was talking
reference.
about. So getting back to this 21st birthday party, we take him and his buddies and the clan out there to Vegas for his 21st birthday.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
And
I think you had some sand in your vagina.
from the pre-scouting data, the place to stay was selected to be Circus because it was located right in the middle of all the strip
Centrally.
joints that they wanted to try out. So I get this call one morning. It's probably 6 a.m. Hey, can you come down to OG's and pick us up?
OG Strip Club, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, JMO. JMO's
So
in the chat, by the way, and he joined right when Weasel was going through his explanation. Thanks for joining, man. How was Norwalk?
Wait. Fucking JMO? The most famous JMO in the world? Fuck.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yes.
Bring him on
JMO.
in. Bring him on in.
JMO, I love you. I
Spit it
fucking
out,
love
man.
you. No,
So I-
no
so I-
homo. I love you.
So I get in the Kia van from Circus, drive down to OG's, get there. There's nobody in the parking lot. I mean, it's light out. Here's a few of the guys standing there. I said, where's the rest of them? Oh, they're still in there yet. Well, half of the gang was still in OG's in a different room because they had to clean the main room. So they put them in another room while they were cleaning.
And I heard the story on that. Yeah, they came around, they were smoking cigarettes. They're like, hey, fucking, you crackheads got to move down a little bit here so we can clean the floors.
And then we asked them, well, where's Weasel? Oh, well, when we got done walking the strip or doing that, we got back to OG's, and he said he wanted to go back to the hotel.
And I was puking. We got out of the cab there, and I was puking.
So they put him in another cab, and the guy's like passed out, and they said, take him back to Circus. So nobody knows if he actually made it back to Circus. You go to knock on his door, and there's no answer because he's passed out in his room.
Because Beans was passed out as well, too.
About 3 p.m, we finally had verification that Weasel was alive.
I'm pretty sure what I did. I got all that puking out of me, and I said, all right. This is good now. We're all good. Belly's good. Mine's good. I didn't get no stanky pussy in my face tonight.
Jesus, kid.
Oh my God.
I ain't smelling that for 3 days.
So why can't we get JMO in here?
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh my God, our first super chat, Weasel. Here it is.
Oh no. Bring it up.
Okay, here we go. And in one move, Reese destroyed the Ewart clan's hopes of getting ads on YouTube. The Civil War began because by his tale of stench. Hope this helps. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Exploding seagull. That's how I describe it. That's how I would describe that stripper in particular. An exploding seagle.
So in history,
Fishy.
The very first super chat. The very first super chat ever is giving us reparations for Reese's story.
Because we know we're never getting anything else. Ever.
I'm sorry. I was traumatized. I was traumatized by that event.
Traumatized too. I mean, come on.
It's a good thing you don't live at home yet.
Do you know what it's like to walk outside and there's some beautiful roses and all you smell is a stanky woman?
Oh my God.
Rip seeing Fusion in future seasons. You're probably right about that. In fact, I think the whole team will get booted.
Oh, come on. We're all adults, I hope, here.
Not all of your fans are.
Oh, Dad, here's a question for you. I know it's addressed at Ray, but I know you particularly like one of these bots here. What do you think about Blade?
Love it. Love Blade. Love them. Love them.
They were a cool team. I enjoyed hanging out with them and whatnot. And it's a beautiful work of art.
Well. Everything was proprietary and custom on that thing. It was pretty cool.
You couldn't look at it and not be impressed. It was built very, very well. It was beautiful.
It was just unfortunate they got fed to Scorpio straight away.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if they were to continue development on it and keep working on it, they could probably come up with something really, competitive with it. I kind of get the impression they're more interested in the design and build process than they are in the competing process. Because they've got something new they're doing right now, and I think it's some sort of grabber lifter thing, and it's another one that's just beautiful. But you got to kind of play with the same one for a while and start to make iterations on the same design over a period of time to get it for you.
God,
let me tell you, that fish was fried.
So we're going through.
Real stank.
We're going through different iterations of vert design right now. We tried out a couple of egg beaters, and still working that road. And then I threw it past Reese the other morning. Maybe we should revisit that design that was sketched up a little over 2 years ago. And I can't really say much about it, but it would give him the horizontal that he wants. He wants a bigger horizontal.
Not entirely. But go on. Tell him about this horizontal.
Right. It would give him a 3-foot horizontal and also a large vert in one machine. But he doesn't want to do it.
So it'd be like uppercut,
because
swivel sideways.
It's basically a turret tank uppercut where the vertical transitions into a horizontal without the wheels
whenever you
moving.
Want. Pretty much at will.
Now so it is possible. It's certainly possible, but
there was a middleweight like that a long time ago.
The other thing this gives us, it gives us the opportunity to tilt the vertical rotor when we're turning.
You bank the vertical weapon instead of gyroing. So you go around a turn, it's turn like that, and then at the end of the turn, you slowly bring it back up.
Right. It's the swivel joint is on a giant servo, and then you tie in that channel with your steering. So when you steer, it automatically tilts.
Don't get me wrong. I like the idea, but I think in the BattleBots that there is today, we need to focus on what can be done with reliability.
You mean not
reliability is the key of BattleBots today.
Shock
well,
mounting
once you
and
give
good
Tom
speed
about
controls.
5 years, right, to get a BattleBot ready and come back over and fight us? Is that what your timeline is?
Yeah, about 5 to 10 years when you've probably all retired and aren't taking part anymore. I'll come
before
come
BattleBots gets canceled. The next time already.
No, BattleBots won't be there by then. So
right,
but hopefully I'll have something by then. I put in the Facebook chat what I want to build, but it's a case of ever actually building it.
Oh, Ray can take this one and figure it out, but he did have Gigabyte's ESC in at one time, and apparently he doesn't like not burning them.
I honestly think they've come up with something that's really cool, but they made it specifically for their needs in Gigabyte, and I actually had set a couple of them on fire. And what it really is going to take is me to take the robot down to their shop and do a little development work with them in person. I still think it's a great idea. I think they come up with something that's really cool, and it's worked really well for them. It didn't work for me. This is earlier today.
What is this monstrosity you come
What
with?
the fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Frankenstein.
It's Spence, it's alive!
It's alive. It hauls too. I wouldn't. It's gonna hit really hard.
Oh, you know what?
It's funny. The weapon is good enough. I wish I made a better robot for it than that, because the robot's kind of a collection of crap,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had just made a meme the other day, and it's a little little rough, and you might get a little hurt by it. but we'll bring it up anyway because it's pretty funny.
Oh no! Oh no! We're gonna bring Rick into this. We're bringing Rick.
Okay.
Rick's into it.
Okay.
What's the chance they both make verse?
Well, yeah, it's funny because in our parting of the ways, he actually asked me for that disc that I had in Stink Eye, and I said, "No, I'll do something with it." And so,
Well, so when we cut that, I thought we were sending it to you. No, that went to Rick.
I'm not going to have a 25-pound weapon and a heavyweight.
It says fusion.
What do you think of Rick?
See, bigger is always better.
Yup.
What do you think of Rick building a jet engine?
Fusion's weapon is 28 pounds, and if you include the shaft, that does nothing but hold
always
the
include
weapon
the
there.
shaft. Don't you know?
That bumps it up to about 35. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think spending mass on Stink Eye is right around 70.
The
Ray,
horizontal,
what did you think of
the horizontal
Rick's
on
jet
Fusion is only 48, but a calculated energy roughly 3/4 of Sao, and the diameter is less than 2/3.
Well,
Hop in there.
60 inches, it's 25.
Hop in there, Tom.
Yeah, Tom, you had something?
Yeah, I was going to ask about Rick's jet engine horizontal that he's taken to Destructathon. What do you think of it, Ray?
He's wanted to do a jet engine in a robot for a long time, and here recently decided to take the plunge and spend the money to make it happen. So I mean, it's a cool piece of tech to make it work. It's never gonna. He'll never have it in a box fighting.
Well,
that's not
a jet engine in a bot fight. So you just told, if you're just told there's a jet engine in a bot fight, you're like, oh, that's cool.
Right.
How's it gonna hold up? How's it gonna hold up?
Yeah, and I don't think he ever made it with the idea that it was actually going to fight something. I think it was just a bit of engineering on his part to come up with
Those bearings. I mean, if you're using standard turbocharger things, those bearings are not made for that.
Right. It's something I know he wanted to build for a while, and then he did it. So in that regard, good for him. Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. Let me tell you, Ray, I love rockets. I love jet engines.
Sure.
They get me hard. They get me hard.
Oh, again with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
That's not a banned word, so fuck ya. Fuck might be banned, so I'm sorry for that.
Oh crap! You're not late, man. We're just getting going on hour 2 or 3 now. So compared to the 5-hour one last week, where Ray ended up being worried about for the last week.
I'm gonna behave more tonight.
Where's Dick?
He's actually hiding in the comments section.
Dickonomus Prime.
He's eating.
Yeah, he's eating. He's off camera.
Yeah.
Usually he puts his horse head on.
Dick, if you're having chicken wings without me right now, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah, this one's good. We're gonna have to make a swear jar poll at the end of the night.
I've come to Jesus in the past couple days.
5 minutes.
I can manage. Dost thou not liketh rockets?
Oh come on, everybody likes rockets.
Exactly.
Jesus was known for his love for rockets.
Exactly.
Yeah, you come to Jesus and you love rockets.
That one excerpt
You need to
in
get
the
that
Bible.
on a shirt. I love
They
Jesus.
go hand in hand.
Yeah.
What would this shirt be? Jesus was known for his love of rockets.
Yeah.
That one excerpt in the Bible, thou shalt not build a robot without rockets.
Yes. I remember that was Luke 15:16, correct?
Or like
There you
the
go, he's got
11th
it.
commandment or something. Extended edition.
X-rated edition.
Yeah, maybe we should have a Bible check and hold up your Bibles.
I've got a copy
you know
of the
what?
Quran.
That's
Oh.
funny. I had a Bible in my pocket today. I did.
Why?
Why?
He's looking.
He did it. Set your pants.
Why? Number one, if you get shot in the left breast, that's an inch of protection for you. So, pretty dumb
You
not
need a
to
metal
have
cross
that.
in there.
Number
I
two,
get a
if you
fail
gotta
on
bust,
you.
if you gotta bust out some rhymes, you gotta bust out. Here's the thing about the Bible: it rhymes. It rhymes, but it doesn't really. You can make it rhyme.
So it's like rap.
It's a rap from 2,000 years ago. Got to put a little effort into it, but it works.
Watching him eat. I'm gonna go cook dinner, guys. So,
All right. Well, thanks for coming.
All right, Ray.
I had to show up. So everybody else.
Chat
No,
was
no,
amazed with
it's
you again,
it's
as
it's
usual.
best. It's best. It's best. You cut it off now, because I can vaguely remember last week, and that was hella fun. That was
I can
so
only
much
vaguely
fun.
Remember last week as well. So yeah,
That was so much fun.
all right, you guys. We'll talk to you next time.
It's amazing chatting to you,
See you,
Ray.
Ray.
Again.
Bye.
Well, knowledge you've all heard from Ray. What do you guys think? You learn anything from him this time? Where's JMO? JMO is eating right now, and he will not be joining us. But we are hoping
Hey,
that maybe some week.
Quick
we can get
question:
him
What do
back
you
on
think?
here.
What do you think JMO's eating? Probably mushroom and Swiss cheeseburger with side of curly fries.
Yeah, Dick, you thought he was going a little crazy on that one too?
I was worried.
Yeah. I was ready for the move.
Okay, so are we going to get JMO in here before or after the next fight? Hydra Saw Blades?
Spicy. I knew it. I knew it, Jameson.
That is coming up.
I put jalapenos in everything. Everything I make. Literally everything I make. JMO's in here. Get him in here. Get him in here.
Hey, Reese, can you
He's
thank
eating.
the people for staying up and being, stupid with us?
I should be sleeping, but seeing Reese descend into incoherence is worth having to deal with quite a day tomorrow. First off, fuck your day tomorrow. This is well worth it.
At least you're compassionate.
If you got a day tomorrow, you're doing the wrong shit. You're doing the wrong shit.
JMO says his food is spicy.
Yeah, I know. I said that. And
Well,
Jameson,
that's too formal. It's got to be.
I
JMO.
don't. No. I see when I use long form. Who did I use long form tonight? Who was that for? Patrick Logan Kevin. When I use long form, that's a sign of endearment. Like, I trust you, I respect you, I am a trustworthy, respectful man. And even though I'm a jokester, you have to realize that that's a persona, and I'm really trustworthy.
Where are you going with this?
He's looking.
You
for
interrupted
Jamal's
me, so
middle
I
name.
forgot. You interrupted me, so I forgot. So fuck you.
He wants Jamal's middle name.
That yeah, long form on JMO. Yep, that's what he was at.
Long
we're back on-
form Jameson. What's his middle name? Jameson. What's your middle name?
Spicy.
Emerson.
Spicy.
Jameson Spicy Go.
No, we're gonna call him No Go. Jameson No Go. It's like Scotty.
Jameson. You know what? So about 4 weeks in, 3 weeks. 3 weeks into the competition, I'm like, fuck, man. I don't even talk to Jameson, but I love that guy. So I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna give this man a hat, and I gave him a
Mr.
Udder Gun
Norway.
hat, and I hoped it would be good luck for the rest of the year. And you folks at home, might not have been, might have been. You got to see how it turns out from here. But we're in week. What week are we in?
9.
Nothing proves they're trustworthy. That's right. That's right. You have to sense it, Aries. By that name, I would assume you're kind of into the astrological terms, and I'm Virgo. So if that means anything for you.
Are you sure about that?
Oh shit, no. I'm not sure about that. I'm far from a Virgo. I'm a Libra.
What the hell?
Okay, quick. That's a short. Somebody clip this.
Yes, October 19th is my birthday. Yes, Thunder. Not Thunder. Thunder. Yep, that's me. I'm a Libra.
What day in October?
The 19th. The 19th. Which splits, to bring it into more context here, it splits year to year. But generally, I'm a Libra.
We lost a lot of good questions. There was a lot in the chat going on like 10 minutes ago.
We can back it up, no problem. All I want is Jameson here. I fucking love Jameson. I fucking love him. No homo. No homo.
I'm sure he appreciates the love.
I fucking love JMO.
If you ever want good Reddit karma on the BattleBots subreddit, just post a picture of Jameson Go. They love that shit.
You know what? You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Jameson Go's got like one of them 15-inch cocks. That's what I'm thinking.
I come back to that again? Really? What is wrong with you?
At least you're off the 34-inch ones.
Yes, there's a bromance for sure. I've looked up the Jameson for years, so put that into perspective.
Oh, we're
Reese,
supposed to
if
find
you
out
and
if you have any
Jameson in the
cats.
same, if
Got
you
any
and
cats
Jameson in
near
the same
me?
room-
Plenty, but I can't get them all. Pokemon rules here. You can't get them all. It's impossible.
Would you say you give them a bath to keep them from stanking?
Yeah, you don't want no stanky pussy. I'm gonna be truthful here. I don't bathe them because one thing worse than a stanky pussy is a mad pussy, and they get mad as fuck when you try to give them a bath.
All right, Tom. Back to what was your thing? Did you remember what it was? Yeah.
Oh god, I was just gonna say if you put Jameson and Reese in the same room, you're gonna have to pause for an unstick.
Hey, I ain't getting stuck in there. I ain't getting stuck in there. JMO, I gotta piss. Let me finish that.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Reese is a little bit, yeah.
I'm
So,
sure he'll want to come join him next time, right?
yeah, I don't. You'd have to be a little bit, on the spectrum to come play with us here, because it gets a little crazy, a little wild, especially
Well,
with Reese.
if he comes in earlier in the stream, say not at the 2 or 3 hour mark, but earlier.
Oh yeah, you want to hit it while we're like regular people in the first half hour, and then after that, Tom's just being silly, staying here the whole time and putting up with us because this is kind of.
Oh, I'm on the spectrum.
He already called his boss. He's not coming in tomorrow.
Oh man. Okay, Dick. What do you got else here? You got a filler piece before Drunk Weasel comes back?
I think I shut all my stuff. Oh no, let's see what we got.
Oh, I just cracked my first Mountain Dew Baja Blast. So, out of the what was it, 1,068 cans that we just got?
And you bought it from an Amish store.
He's actually muted already. Yeah. Somehow he was muted.
You got to make them sponsor you for next year.
Oh, I wish, because I mean, back in the day, Taco Bell did have a BattleBot sponsorship of some kind. So really, it would be in their wheelhouse that they've done it before. So,
But it would not be allowed, unfortunately.
oh, old
This
school
is,
pictures of me, huh? Oh man, that's rough.
Was that Brian?
Yeah.
You got me muted?
There's Tommy.
There. Captain Shred.
There it is, Shredderator and the Boy Wonder.
Was he inspecting?
He was, yes, he was our inspector.
Am I muted? Am I
No,
muted
you're not
right
muted.
now?
We can hear you.
Oh, all right. I got my pussy here. This is Quintonius. I call him Quentin for short. This is Quintonius Decimus Maximus in long
Let's see him.
form. Is my favorite kitty of all the kitties.
GC's got a good comment for Dad.
Got it.
This is my favorite kitty.
So, Pa, when's Weasel gonna settle down and meet a nice young lady?
It doesn't say nice. It just says meet a young lady.
Yeah. So when's a nice young lady going to not be a psychopath? And
What are you talking about?
well, so first off, I've had my experiments. Yeah, I've had my experiments with the virgins and also in between the old ones and the Mormons and
Tom, I got you, Tom. Here we go.
everything in between.
We got a cat time. Cat time.
Nice.
Hey, there's a pussy. There is a nice looking pussy.
It's
Can
my
you
baby.
hold them like? Can you hold it like an accordion and play it like it's an accordion?
Aw.
That's a nice short.
Squeeze them together. Squeeze them together a little.
No,
bit.
no.
Okay, what's the name? They want to know name.
Oh, this one's Lila.
Oh, no.
Oh, cute. Very cute. I like the name.
God. You did a sneeze. Here she is. Her sister
You're
is,
lucky. You're lucky. My cats would have clawed my eyes out by now. So,
Is that 1 of 10?
No, she's one of two Burmese sisters.
Okay.
So you got one of two, huh?
Yeah, I kind of woke them up to throw them on the stream at the moment.
So the question would be, how many cats does it take to be a cat lady? And the right answer would be one more than you have.
So anybody in the chat, how many cats does Weasel have? Does anybody know? Now, Weasel, don't say anything. Let the chat figure it out.
13.
Do you remember?
13.
No?
Hang on, $5
Hey,
if you can get both of
there's
Tom's
a tray.
cats
Yes.
at one time.
Yes. $5.
That's almost too easy for Tom, right? Oh, everybody knows. Look at that Weasel.
My chat's delayed a little bit here.
That is the correct amount of cats. Now, apparently 8 for him would make him a crazy cat lady.
Okay, who wants to explain this bot in the picture?
That would be F-15, Falcon's half-size little brother.
What's 7?
Half? You mean quarter?
7 is the number of cats.
No, dimensionally, it's exactly half the size of Falcon, which makes it 1/8 the weight.
Because of the scaling factor between 15 pounds and 120.
Right. So, like, Falcon has 1-inch side plates. This one's got 1/2-inch side plates, and everything else is scaled down inside of it. And, yeah, it just ran the drum at double the speed, 10,000 RPM, and it's probably still the only undefeated 15-pounder that's ever competed, and it has more than, like, 24 matches.
So we have a question. Tom, do you have a cat milk farm as well?
Yeah, I'd be better off trying to milk myself.
I want to know. I want to know, Tom. You got some male cats over there because they are delicious.
No, I just got ladies, two sisters.
Also,
all right.
They're asking if that was Trey. Do we know if that was Trey?
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah,
Trey.
that was Trey.
Okay.
The female cats, they're good. They're good for producing money, but as far as selling to crackheads, you want that male milk. You want that milk.
No, these cats are all out of milk. Like I said, I'm better off selling my own. Say goodnight, Lila.
Well, it only takes a little bit, Tom. You just got to suck on them for a little bit. And they explode.
No, these girls are all dried up.
So,
unfortunately.
What's with the Queen of Diamonds?
I
think it was an insulator.
Yeah, it was to protect the thing from touching the electrical connections there.
Must not have had enough Shugu on it, and somebody from electrical battery fire guy told us to put a Queen of Diamonds in there.
Fucking Pat. God damn it.
And would you say this is probably one of the early successful Verts drum spinners?
Yeah, I mean, on a smaller stage, I guess, for as far as IQ events, but it did fairly good in quote-unquote professional.
Hey, somebody's got up. That's the Humvee. That's the MH28.
Oh, you want to go over this, Pa? What exactly this is?
Well, this is what happens when you have this is around about 2004, and a guy named Captain Barker from the U.S. Army was over in Iraq, and he emailed us to see if we could make a remote system for a Humvee. And then 3 weeks later, we had this.
So you actually drive this remotely?
Yeah,
it's a remote-controlled Humvee.
These are pictures at Fort Campbell.
One of the first, if not the first.
Well, of course, they wanted to be able to remotely operate the Humvee in front of the column to take the IED blast without anybody in it.
So before your squadron and platoon comes into a city, you have this RC Humvee that would take the blast of an IED.
And this was the first prototype that we made, and we ended up taking it down to Fort Campbell in Kentucky and went to their motor pool and because they had a Humvee that, well, Captain Barker was, based out of Fort Campbell. The 101st Airborne is there, and we went and put this remote system on the Humvee, and then we needed to drive it to the parade grounds so we could test it, which is a large open field, 60 acres type of thing. And we had to drive this thing through the base to get to the parade grounds, and we were tailing it with our truck and driving the Humvee in front of us remotely from the truck, which was a little bit on the odd side. We passed passed a few people because this is an active base, and a lot of people live on the base.
A lot of people.
I mean, there's McDonald's on the base, that sort of thing, and we're driving it down the roads, and people are
nobody there,
them, and they're looking at this.
It's a ghost Hummer,
and nobody's in it.
So you are a fall man for the deep state, or
no? We made
because anybody comes back on this remote controlled Humvees, remote controlled vehicles. Well, Team Whyachi, that's the blame for it.
We made about 8 systems and sent them over to theater, and then we also made 2 remote controlled dune buggies for the Marines and sent them over to theater. Those had video feedback.
Let me tell you, I got to drive one of them Humvees when I was about somewhere between 8 and 12, and that's your dream. That is your dream, is to drive a fucking dune buggy, jump that shit.
Wait, you said
over a hill into a sand dune, because we got a sand dune behind the shop, and I pretty much threw everyone around there. It reminds me of this time. It reminds me of this time where we were golfing when I was like 8 or 9, up at Holcomb Lake, Wisconsin, and some poor son of a bitch, me, took a golf cart over this hill that creamed into a sand trap. And in the sand trap, you got stuck between 2 trees. And suddenly, so I did this, and suddenly my wheels were spread apart like that. Right? Like it was not good. So we had some smart people. We had my old man. We had old man Fedek, old man Perry Brown there, all to assist us in this dangerous situation. And
would you say there was drinking involved?
There was heavy drinking involved. Heavy.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that day, and the wheels were splayed outward or towed out.
Yeah.
And then we took one golf cart, we wedged the
propped it up against
out.
Prop it up. Took the crooked golf cart. We came up with another golf cart, smashed it into that wheel so it couldn't move.
To try and straighten it out.
And then the genius idea after that didn't work was, well, we'll just get another golf cart and we're going to smash it from the other side as well.
Tom, have you ever been to the States?
Yes, I have. I've been to Orlando, Florida, and I've been to New Orleans. Not Wisconsin yet, though.
Not Wisconsin. Yeah, there's not much here. It's not really a tourist.
Tom,
spot.
we got booze. We got booze up here. So.
Oh, I don't drink beer, so I may not fare too well.
Oh no. We got everything else too. We got everything. We got everything from bourbon to pussy juice. If you're interested.
Hey, maybe you can drink some Jameson when you have Jameson on the live stream.
Yeah. There you go.
Special moonshine.
A little bit of cat milk into there. I like it. feeling pretty strong the next day. Actually, I just watched the movie The Animal, and eerie similarities between the badger milk and my cat milk. I think that movie influenced me as a minor. Just saying.
So when do you guys want to wrap up?
A few more questions
Dick's
here.
list.
So we got next week's episode. I expect that we'll have another one on next week, possibly during showtime with the BattleBots. That way we can kind of watch it maybe and comment willy-nilly on it, or it'll be after on the weekend. Not
You'll
quite
be
sure.
on location.
I will be in Florida, so I will have to bring my rig with me if we want to do it again.
You got to bring up Core's comment there. That should be interesting to explain to people how we design.
3D? What is 3D?
Ozzy says there's booze and cheese in Wisconsin. You be correct. Go to for the absolute best cheese curds in the world. Colby Cheese Days happens approximately June 18th ish every year, right?
Mid-July.
July 15th.
Mid-July?
It's always over in the middle of July.
Mid-July. Best cheese curds in the world. You cannot beat it. They are coming out like golden nuggets.
Yeah, but they don't. They're not the tater tot ones. They're like,
no,
random.
not. If you've been to Culver's and got cheese curds, if you've been to anywhere and got cheese curds, these things are the size of a testicle. All right, they're the size of a testicle, and cheesy and delicious, just like a testicle.
What is
You're
that?
talking dirty to me.
So which bot is this?
This is what I want to build for Fusion, but he won't let me.
It's not Fusion. There's not two weapons. That was my only complaint. There's not two weapons in it. It's one weapon that articulates.
It's still a fusion between a horizontal.
No, it's not.
It can go both ways.
It's gay. It's gay. That's what it is. It can go both ways. It's bisexual. It's birobotitional.
We'll find a pronoun we can use with it.
Okay, so we're going to take a few more questions, and then Dick is going to shut this down because I know Tom is getting tired. I can see it in his face. He's just kind of a little bit. And it's only 10 o'clock here. And
What is it there? 2?
Dude, I'm having a great time. It's 20 past 3. But fuck it, I'm having an amazing
holy
time.
shit. Holy shit.
So about the drawing, too technical. This was actually a Terry first sketch drawing. So
that's how all of them start out.
Right. You have to start someplace. And then, no, we do not use SolidWorks. No, we use a 20-year-old 2D CAD software.
30-year-old.
But we're going to be using SolidWorks very soon.
Jameson, I want you in here. Jameson, I love you. I love you. Jameson, go.
Once you go Jameson, you don't go back.
That's true.
Hey, you missed the comment about why Sal never used the axe heads. Reese could probably answer.
Because everyone's a fucking pussy. Basically, everyone's a fucking pussy. I don't want to use these axes. I don't know how it's gonna act. Well, I'll tell you how it's gonna act. It's gonna act like a ruthless fucking. Hey, Tom, who's that knife murderer back?
Hey,
and there we go. Okay, so we are
Which
going
one? We got a
to
few.
end this, and we want to thank you all for coming out tonight and having fun us messing around. And I mean, this is not much different than our nightly talks we have, but we wanted to make sure all the fans get in here. JMO, obviously, Reese loves you.
Tom.
And,
Tom, you know Jack the
Yes,
Ripper?
Reese. Yes, I do. Is it you?
All right. It's not me. It's not me. But these guys think I was going down.
well, Tom, you wanna say
road.
goodbye to everybody before we cut it out?
Just it's been amazing to be here with you guys, and thank you so much. For
Thank you so much, Tom. I personally have enjoyed you being here, and it's been a pleasure. So
we got to do this again.
No, Hydra will not be changing its colors. I like the big Cheshire cat smile on the front. So in the vinyl is just so much better.
So it's a cat thing.
Yeah, it's kind of undertone of it. Yeah.
Next time we talk about Robot Wars, I'll try not to get you guys kicked off the air.
Oh yeah,
would be nice.
Hey,
fucking you fucking Brits. Hey,
Tom.
You know, next time just bring me a pint, eh? Just
Tom.
bring me a fucking pint, eh?
What are you doing? Say the next BattleBots season.
Was that bad?
Do you work
was that
cheap in
good?
The pits? Tom, do you work? Do you work cheap
you
in the pits?
sounded Irish, Reese.
Damn it!
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
recruiting. I'm recruiting here. I mean, do you
What's
want to
up,
be on a
Terry?
team? Do you want to be on a team in BattleBots?
You serious?
What can
Oh,
we do?
he's like half serious. So
No,
we're just
he's
gauging.
totally serious.
We got to
I don't
find
think
out
he
what he
is,
can
man.
do.
I can do fuck all, but I'd love to be there.
Well, that's the right answer, right?
We need some fuck all. So
I can
we got a lot
give
of
some
fuck
British
all as
class to
is.
it.
We have a big thank you, our second super chat ever. So hey,
hey,
thank you.
who is the
Thank you.
first? Who is the first super chat to?
To
In
you.
homage
Yeah.
to the first super chat,
Yes, it was to you. Yeah.
Mr. Your Everybody Drank. That means all you motherfuckers.
Out there in
Okay.
TV land.
And with that, we will see you all later.